Idubbbz, how's it going? We have I guess it's Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you're doing well on this Thursday. It's Thursday? I don't know. Most people are watching from America, so it's probably Thanksgiving. For me, it's Thursday evening. And before we get started, if you're watching on a phone, it's because there's the dual setup, okay? This works like on both phones and desktops. It's a new feature I'm testing out. If you don't like it on the phone posting, then you can actually click the link on the pinned description. It'll take you to the main channel link. But we will have a bit of a competition, I guess, because surprisingly, despite making up just 30% of the viewers of the stream, the phone posters have already liked the stream way more than the desktop viewers. There's like, what the hell? It's like 90% of the phone viewers have already liked the stream. Less than like 20% of the desktop viewers have liked this. You lazy little bastards. I knew the phone posters were the ones backing me up all along. The Watcher with a £2 says content cop or content slop. Why not both? Why not both, indeed? So I'm not sure if we'll use this feature again. It's kind of weird because I can see the dual layouts, but we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you like. But PC bros are actually being destroyed right now. So we have a content cop, Anisa Jomha, or Jomha, I guess. And many people said that she is the reason that Idubbbz's career is in the toilet. But I think that he kind of did that himself, or it's a team effort. So we're going to find out a little bit about her. This is kind of like a topic that I've been wanting to go over for a while. But there's actually quite a few Anisa Jomha content cops, in fact. But this one came out just a couple days ago, I think, by Nick Nobody. So we're going to check out this one. Let's see how it begins. Make sure the audio is scuffed and everything.
Ian keeps me... This is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay.
I mean, she does deserve to be on a leash. And without knowing too much about Anisa, because this is kind of like a research fact-finding mission, just look at the absolute state. The absolute state of this. She's just got a wall covered on disgusting, greasy tattoo people. And these aren't even good tattoos. Like, and I'm a very critical person when it comes to tattoos. I do not like them in many cases. In most cases, in fact. But Anisa has the worst taste in tattoos possible. And it's this weird, I think, cry for attention, where she picks the ones that are legitimately the worst, so that people will say something about it. It's like the peacocking behavior. So they can say, no, these are actually very good. And the funny thing is tattoos this shit cost extra. It's expensive to get this stuff done. But maybe she's just getting them because she's going down to see the tattoo boyfriend. I think he's like a California boyfriend tattoo cuckold situation, something like that. Nia says, the absolute dog of a woman. It is interesting you can see two cages. I guess it's the same cage with different camera angles. But you can see that the cage is empty because she's currently on the stream.
Okay with that, because I need to be on a leash. I need to be on a leash, a tight leash, to be honest, because I am unhinged.
What we do here is go back.
Is experimenting on 10 children to obtain a cure for thousands of kids.
Look how much better she looks, like in the olden days. It's not just because she's hit the wall. It's like she's rejecting everything that makes her feminine. Now, she did start off as a booby streamer. I know that much. I know a little bit of the details, but not too much. So I'm actually very interested to see where this goes. Well, this is so weird. I can see the two different chats. Wait, so the desktop viewers have liked the stream 23 times, and now the phone viewers have liked the stream 13 times. But that's like over 50% of the phone. The phone viewers are like, they're still doing really well, good, proportionally. The statistics have got them tested out. But look how much like full of life and younger she looks. She's got her long hair. She's not got a disgusting chest tattoo on display. These were better times, although she was still begging at this time. You can see here, you've got two sad doggos begging for money. Although it's actually kind of funny because like they almost have the same amount of background as she currently has in the bog in Canada. Because if you're unaware of the entire situation, they had to flee from, I think, LA to Portland. They made their house so smelly that nobody's bought it. They're selling it under market value, and they've retreated to Canada because I guess Orange Man bad or something. But they actually have less furniture. They're literally sitting on carpet. They don't have lights. They don't have paintings. They've got nothing. They're suffering. They're languishing. They're in the purgatory that is Canada.
lives justified? That's a really hard question. Even when Lionmaker, whatever his name was accused of pedophilia, like, it gave me a lot of anxiety because I feel like a lot of it is based on a lot of fiction and not a lot of fact.
Oh my god, Lionmaker. Lionmaker was one of the most disgusting YouTubers. He actually was a Minecrafter, and I believe he was exposed by the clown guy, Colossal is Crazy, who basically came into the YouTube scene, made a big splash, refused to elaborate, and then left. And he was kind of friends with Keemstar for a while. Lionmaker was literally a pedo that had a Minecraft server. And he even sold merch. I'm not even kidding you. He sold children's underwear, tidy whities, with his logo on them, like on the face, on the crotch. He was a weirdo. He was a real fucking weirdo. But that's I guess Anisa. What the fuck is she wearing? I just noticed she's dressed up as a dog. Oh my goodness. Halloween already? Who knows?
Crying in
Yeah, Minecraft YouTuber is a big fucking red flag. I'll never trust them.
dog makeup. Come on. I'm gonna cry in dog makeup.
Commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job.
I mean, this is true. But there are some people that actually put in a day's work. Like Turkey Tom, for example. Like, when he's not busy fingernail painting or whatever he does these days, he puts in a lot of hours, you know. He's a very conscientious person. Anisa has no idea what a day's work is like, except the job that she has of destroying Ian's career, of course.
That are looking at this right now, I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry.
This is ironic because, I mean, she's one of the most sensitive people ever. They like to pretend that they're like internet tough guys, but then they cry the second they receive a single iota of criticism.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be covering Anisa Jomha, who's
Wait, did he just have a Medica hat?
To you in real life, I know you would cry.
Hello everyone.
Oh, look, that is a 4-star Medica hat. That's a dog whistle. I saw someone wearing one of those in real life. Although they happen to be one of the people in the stream chat, so it's not that strange. But all right, let's continue. He's also got some pretty shitty tattoos. I don't understand what compels a man to get tattoos like this. Yeah, can I have the crying heart? I'm gonna get the tooth. Give me a scythe, a little cursive that says alone. I've got a rose. Like, what is it? Just like, it's like actually randomly generated or something. I don't understand why. Like, if you get a tattoo of like your mum's name, or you know, your child died or your dog died or something, I can understand that. And I have seen a few tattoos that I have thought looked cool. But what is it with these like god awful random things where it's just like the snake, the rose, the random molar? Like, is this just the memory of his like wisdom teeth removal or something? I don't get it.
Today we're going to be covering Anisa Jomha, who's
Also, just like from bad tattoos to bad tattoos, it's actually insane how shit she looks. And I've heard a theory about this, like that women do this because the women will tell you that they dress themselves up like this so that the men don't pick them up in real life or whatever. Like, so they're gonna avoid the male gaze by making themselves look ugly. I think it's part of that, but there's more to it. I think they do it specifically because they're not getting attention from men. So then they make themselves extra ugly so that when they don't receive any attention from men at all, they can say, well, of course, I did this myself. It's like self-sabotage or something, but it really is bizarre. So you've got like the dragon around the heart and the skull and the dagger, the scorpion. Oh my goodness. Little devils on either side, on the shoulders. It's so deep, so deep. Holy shit. You look at this shit and it like costs $20,000 too. That's the most rage-inducing part of all of this.
mostly known for being the wife of the once popular YouTuber, Idubbbz. She's a vile woman who's been spewing her terrible thoughts online for the past decade now. And before we really begin, let me just make it clear, I'm not going to spend this entire video skinwalking as Ian. I've seen other people do it before, and I find it incredibly cringe. I mean,
I think if you're going to do a content cop, you have to go all the way. You got the police outfit at least. I mean, I kind of enjoy the skits. It's kind of like a love letter to a YouTube of ages past where people put in all these random things, and it was a very different time. So I'm going to take a point off for not putting in the silly skits. I like them.
Need to prance around in the woods smoking cigarettes, or use a bad European accent, or even travel to Canada to find Anisa and say the N-word to her in order to criticize her like Ian did with Tana. That was
If he did that, if he went to Canada and straight up just said the N-word to her face, I would give this video a 10 out of 10. So this is a cowardly behavior and very lazy.
Anisa's idea, by the way.
I also take ownership for the Tana. The Tana thing was my.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Was my idea. Was my stupid idea.
Instead, in my typical fashion, I will metaphorically let Anisa hang herself with her own actions like everyone else I've covered on my channel. I would just be remiss if I called this video Content Cop Anisa and didn't show up as the content cop for at least the beginning. Could you imagine a content cop video without a content cop? That would leave you feeling like Ian in the bedroom. Totally cucked. Now that
I mean, that's funny, but then you're not going to do the skit, so you kind of are cucking people here a little bit, I say. No, what is it? No skit, no content. Exactly. Sorry, there's like 2 different chats now. It's really weird. I'm not sure we'll use this feature ever again, so enjoy it while it lasts. Desktop viewers, because we're going to phone mode forever.
gotten that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Anisa Jomha started her online career in 2014 when she began streaming on the website twitch.tv. Her original handle was Rainbow Kids, and she mainly streamed herself playing the game League of Legends. Anisa was originally what is known as a booby streamer. A booby streamer is a woman who exploits her breast in order to gain followers, subs, and donations, typically from a young male audience.
I think, like, it's not even that she was a booby streamer. Wasn't she one of the first booby streamers? Like, I'm pretty sure she's like one of the top or first 5. I wouldn't say top 5, but she was pretty early on the scene, especially with League of Legends. Like, maybe who was the first one? Was it Amaranth or Caseytron or something?
They usually wear things like low-cut t-shirts and push-up bras to accentuate their bodies, as they will be used as the primary focus of their streams. This phenomenon was especially popular way back before Twitch degenerated and allowed things like just chatting and hot tub streams. The live streaming website was originally a strictly gaming platform, believe it or not.
Imagine if Twitch had just stayed gaming. Just imagine for a moment that Twitch stays as gaming. All of the cringe in the world could have been avoided. It's kind of crazy. Like, holy shit. Hassan would have no career. We wouldn't have to listen to his dog shit takes. Asmogol would still be playing World of Warcraft. Oh my goodness. What they avoided. What did they do? They made a deal with the devil. Twitch used to be so comfy. Back when it was Justin TV, yeah.
Streamers weren't necessarily good at the games they played, but they would still generate an audience because of the obvious assets they showed off. This is exactly how Anisa would manage to become popular when she first started out, and it's what she would continue to do for a large part of her streaming career. She was initially inspired to start doing this by another female streamer who was originally a booby streamer herself named Caseytron. Caseytron started streaming in 2000.
Wait, Caseytron used to look like this? What the fuck happened? Like, this is obviously a very provocative angle. But, like, she doesn't look terrible in this. Like, she's kind of a butterface, I will say. It was weed and donuts and pizza. Because she looks like absolute dog water now. Like, it's crazy. The question is, who looks worse, Anisa or Caseytron? This is a woman who's currently being sued by Ethan Klein. It's very, very funny. And she's crying and suffering. And she's also trying to scam her audience as well, which is very funny as well.
2012, and for a while she played a satirical character of a dumb gamer girl. Anisa claims before she started her internet
I don't think she's playing a character.
Career, she was poor and barely scraping by. One night, she had a friend tell her about Casey making $200 from streaming on Twitch. She would see this as a potential opportunity to make some side money for groceries.
Like, I was poor, like, poor, like, I was eating oatmeal for every meal, and then my one friend...
First of all, oatmeal is a very good meal for breakfast, okay? But yeah, I mean, I guess it is a very cheap meal as well.
Literally, I'm not even kidding. Like, this is not a joke, Casey. You're the reason why I started streaming, because I had a friend that was like,
You've told me this.
Girl. Yeah, she made $200. I was like, $200. I was like, I could buy like more groceries, and so I went into debt. I like got a computer, which like not smart at all to do. Got a computer and I started streaming, and I got really lucky.
Anisa has always been the definition of a pick.
Did she get lucky though? Because it's like a door opened when she started getting massive donations for being a titty streamer. But it wasn't just a door, it was a trap door. And now she's stuck in the basement in Canada. So I guess congratulations, you've got yourself caught. What's the next part of your master plan? Apart from, I mean, she's already crashed Ian's career with no survivors. What's she going to do next? Murder him and take for the insurance?
So her decision to do this isn't surprising at all. One of the best examples of this being true goes all the way back to when she was in high school. It was here Anisa decided to play on the male lacrosse team instead of the female one in order to—
Wait, what? Excuse me? What do you mean she's playing on the male lacrosse team? Is this real? Is this a real detail?
To prove she wasn't like the other girls. She didn't get
You know what this is? Hold on a second. I feel like this was foretold. Let me see. This is exactly what's happening. This is exactly what's happening with thing. This is Simpsons time.
Okay, Nelson's our quarterback.
Thanks, Four Eyes.
Ralph, you'll be...
Where's the pup?
Position have you got for me? That's right. A girl wants to play football. How about that?
Well, that's super duper, Lisa. In fact, we already have 4 girls on the team.
This is exactly what Anisa did. She just wanted to be special. She's one of the guys. She's just one of the guys. Like look at this. Look at this stupid like armor that she's like covered up underwater.
Accepted onto the male team because she was extraordinarily talented or anything, but because her parents allegedly complained to the school, which seems exactly like something Anisa's mother Maureen would do. More on her very shortly. After being inspired by Caseytron, Anisa would spend the next couple of years trying—
Wait, it says body count. Body count is $800. Daily top don— oh, sorry. Oh, see. Sorry. I thought it meant her body count was at 800. No. Like, so her top donator for the day was $800, which is incredible, by a dude called Body Count. So she only got 2 subs, but then she made $800 fucking dollars. Jesus Christ. Women have it on easy mode, don't they, lads? They just don't get it. They're probably too lazy to like the stream. That's probably who's slacking on this. That's why I imagine it's the people. The phone viewers are almost all, like, it's like 100% liked the stream.
her hand at booby streaming to much success. By the middle of 2016, she managed to grow her Twitch channel to over 200,000 followers. An article was even written about her on the popular gaming website Kotaku.
Popular gaming website Kotaku, that's a big stretch. Slowpoke website Kotaku, perhaps, but like, I wouldn't say popular.
This write-up about Anisa didn't highlight her stellar gaming abilities or anything like that, though. It actually focused on the insane fact that Anisa's mother was her head chat moderator. Anisa Jomha was a—
Now, I did know this, that her mum was one of her moderators. I find that really weird. Like, isn't that strange? It's like, it's especially when you're in like a booby streamer like career. Because they have like that chick, right? What's her name? Bonnie Blue? Is that the OF star? I mean, star, again, using the word loosely, like her vagina. It's the incel art today. No, but like that chick that like did like that boned 100 dudes in one day, or 1,000 dudes in one day. Like her mother is her manager. It's like so weird. It's like her mum's pimping them out or something. I really don't get it. Like, surely you would just say that, no, this is not okay. Just stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Anisa.
so-called booby streamer until last March. Her sizable Twitch following includes ardent fans, horny dudes, toxic trolls, and an unusual chat moderator, her mother. This article details how Anisa got popular streaming as a booby streamer and even noted some of the popular type of comments she would receive in chat. One section states, in fact, a counter—
Let me guess. One of the popular messages she showed in the chat was, show Bob's and Vagine, please. Thank you, Sar.
on Rainbow Kid's channel estimates that her breast have been mentioned in Twitch chat nearly 30,000 times. Until recently, Rainbow Kids wore a double push-up bra highlighting her cleavage for her audience. Viewers—
that should be false advertising. You should be able to sue her for that. Am I right? Like, not even just one push-up bra, 2 push-up bras. Ridiculous. I don't get to wear 2 socks around and wait, never mind. Never mind. We'll just continue.
would pay real money to have their commentary of her read out loud, much of which was deliberately offensive. Criticisms of her body or gameplay were bolstered by targeted, personal attacks meant to get a rise out of her. Variations on the word slut were a common refrain in Rainbow Kids' Twitch chat, which one day—
Please tell me the variations of this word, because I need to add some more to my lexicon for future streams about certain people. But not about Devoured Eagle, who just gifted 1 membership. Thank you very much.
included her mother. The craziest part about this whole thing is the fact that Anisa didn't even know the person she appointed to be her head mod was her mom at first. She just liked this chatter's immense support and pseudo-janitorial work so much in the beginning that she modded them.
What the fuck? That's like way creepier. Now, wait a second. Wait. Like, it's one thing to have your mother in the chat. It's one, like, right? It's one thing to have her in as a mod. But, like, she was stalking her own daughter? That is fucking strange. I'm sorry. That's perverse. That's weird. It's like her mum is, like, living out her bizarre, like, what was one of the other words for slut that they didn't tell us yet? The mother's living out her bizarre, vicarious slag fantasies through her own daughter? That's my read on this situation. Let me know if you think I'm wrong or not. One, if you think that's the correct answer. Devout Eagle says, paying back my gifted sub. Oh, pay it forward. That's the way to do it on Thanksgiving, right?
Makes this article really funny is the fact that before it was released, Anisa was trying to claim she wasn't a booby streamer at all. I don't consider myself a titty streamer. I don't consider wearing a non-padded...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Anisa. Is this what she posts? Like 30% of the image is her tits. It's like, well, you know, actually, I don't consider myself a titty streamer. The audacity. Like, women can't keep getting away with it, bros. It's gone too far. We have to cancel women forever, I think.
Claim she wasn't a booby streamer at all. I don't consider myself a titty streamer. I don't consider wearing a non-padded bra and a tank makes me one. If I ever said, yeah, I'm a titty streamer, or I'm doing this for attention in the past 2 years or so, it's sarcastic or a joke because that's how I handle rude people. Am I aware that I'm...
I mean, when she says it's a joke, she's doing that thing that, like, what is it? Movie CinemaSins does. Whenever it's he gets criticized, it's a joke, and whenever it's not criticism, then it's he's being totally serious. He's trying to have it both ways. It's like, no, yeah.
I'm a bit bustier? Yes. Should that force me to always cover up my body? No. I don't think it should.
Exactly.
This isn't the Middle East. This claim doesn't work when you have an entire article written about you being just that, where your own mother is quoted saying, "At first I was surprised. Maureen Jomha, 52, remembered when I spoke with her on Skype earlier this week. She's what you'd call a booby streamer, where you'd attract viewers to your stream, trolls, who come to harass or hit on female streamers. Anisa would have been..."
Like, her mum's literally saying that when she's not? This is some weird vicarious slaggery. That's the only way I can explain it. Chat sounds like they don't even want to hit the goal. True. Thank you for the £2. Might be able to use that to buy myself some oatmeal, I guess. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to break out the double padded bra if I want to get $800 in this stream. Like, unbelievable. 800 she got for that.
Eventually attempt to quit booby streaming in 2016 because her dad was ashamed of her.
It actually was my father that made me stop doing the titty streaming completely.
Gee, I wonder how her
That's
dad...
actually, like, wholly based. Her dad actually stood up for something and once of his life. We don't give dads enough credit. Like, can you say thank you, dad, in the chat or something? Oh, thank you, daddy, maybe. Not directed towards me, of course. That'd be weird. Wait, I'm very excited. Oh no, I just realized this half opacity image that's fading in. I'm very excited to announce my lewd OnlyFans. Daddy didn't do it hard on it. Daddy didn't beat her enough, I think.
Feels about her current career choices. Anisa would even try and retcon her past of booby streaming by claiming it was all an elaborate trolling scheme. This ridiculous flip-flopping narrative would turn out to be for nothing though, as she would eventually just go back to her old ways.
Alright, what does she say here? Why did you go back to being a booby streamer? Covering up created a white knight culture I wasn't comfortable with on stream. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by white knight culture? Believe it or not, I made more money off of it, but in the end, it wasn't fun for me. What do you mean? So she's implying she made more money not having her tits out? I don't believe that for a second. Because in the image where she doesn't have her tits out, she had $40 for the day. In the one where she does, she has $800 for the day. It was either quit or go back, and I decided to go back. Yes, so she just wasn't making enough money, so she decided to get the tits out. Solon the Lich with a 100 ARS says, child beauty pageant exists, so not uncommon. Yeah, I find that really creepy. I don't like that shit. There's some real weird stuff that mums go to live vicariously through their daughters with that stuff, and it's like, it's really bizarre. Like when they put the full makeup on the kids, they give them like fake teeth and shit because like basically no kid has a full mouth of teeth. It's really, really, really strange stuff in my opinion.
Why did you go back to being a booby streamer? Covering up created a white knight culture I wasn't comfortable with on stream. Believe it or not, I made more money off of it, but in the end, it wasn't as fun for me. It was either quit or go back, and I decided to go back. Yeah. 2016 would also be the year Anisa would begin her relationship with the once popular YouTuber, Idubbbz. This relationship started out as all healthy ones do, with Anisa cheating on her ex-boyfriend in order to be with Ian. That's right.
You know you're in for a good time. Oh no, but he rescued me from that. No. Bros, if you rescued her from an abusive relationship, she's going to be rescued from you in your abusive relationship. That's at least that's what she's going to say to the next guy, right? What a way to go. She's for the streets. Yes, she's for the streets, chat. Is that me? No, he's got much more hair than I have.
Before Anisa and Ian began dating, Anisa was in an active relationship with another League of Legends streamer named Acadian. Anisa and Acadian began dating around late 2015, and this relationship lasted until the first day Anisa would meet Ian. Quick side.
Wait, please tell me that Acadian has like the most successful career in the world or something. Like, I want to know that he's super successful now. Does someone know about this man? He looks a lot better than Idubbbz, I'll tell you that.
Side note, I've seen multiple people report on Acadian's age being 17 when he was dating Anisa, going as far as calling her a potential predator for this. Acadian was born in 1996 and began dating Anisa sometime around September 2015. Very basic.
All right.
Basic math would show you that he was at least 18 years old when they began dating. I also reached out to Acadian when making my Idubbbz video to ask if there was any validity to the claims of him being 17 when he was in this relationship. He let me know that it wasn't anything like that and that he was actually 19 years old when he dated Anisa.
Okay. All right. Well, that's something at least. She wasn't at least we can say she's not a predator. Now, let me see. What is this Acadian guy? Does he still have a career? Or did he? I searched for Acadian. It says the fall of the Acadian Empire. That's not what I'm looking for. Acadian. Let's see what this guy's been up to. Let's see. Can I find out? Oh, okay. So he's playing League of Legends trivia. How is he doing these days? Looks like his last thing I can find was in 2022. I want to know that he's like rich or retired or something. Trivia, let's see. I don't know. I need someone that knows about League of Legends to tell me how this goes. Big Bad Binds with an 8, Australian says. For oatmeal and Combini beer, I unironically enjoy your I unironically enjoy your content and community. No, really. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I actually probably will go buy some oatmeal tomorrow because I haven't had breakfast in a very long time. I'm very hungry too. Can you imagine what it's like to not eat breakfast, chat? I know you had breakfast this morning, but just imagine you didn't have breakfast.
When he was in this relationship, he let me know that it wasn't anything like that and that he was actually 19 years old when he dated Anisa. I wanted to make sure and put this info out there as I've seen other people call Anisa a pedophile over this, and I didn't want to continue to perpetuate a false narrative. Now back to the story of how Anisa cheated on Acadian to be with Idubbbz. In 2016...
Wait, how do the phone viewers have like... So the phone viewers is like 20 people. And the desktop viewers is like 170 people. But it's like over 100% of the phone viewers have liked the stream and they're making more money as well. What the heck? The phone chads are like actually the best people. I think I'm just going to be completely phone streaming from now on, even though like the phone like preview looks terrible because it's like a tiny little square. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. But actual phone victory, I think, today.
This League of Legends couple would go to TwitchCon, which was located in San Diego, California. Coincidentally, this happens to be the same place Idubbbz was living at the time. Anisa originally claimed she accidentally booked an extra...
Is this fucking Gino? Is this actually Gino? Like, who is this person? I guess it's Ara? Direction of YouTube? Like, who the... Oh, no, so this must be Ethan. Okay, this is Ethan, H3H3, I get it. But this is back when they were still friends, right? I actually thought this was like a Dabbleverse crossover or something. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, it's like another win for the toe. How does he keep getting away with it? I don't get it.
Day of her trip and was left all alone once TwitchCon ended, despite sharing a room with Acadian. She decided she wanted to spend this extra day with Idubbbz, who she messaged asking if he wanted to hang out.
How did you and Ian meet? I was in San Diego for TwitchCon, and I, being an idiot, accidentally booked an extra night and an extra day in San Diego. So TwitchCon was over, everybody was gone, and I was stuck in the hotel alone with nothing to do.
She just, oopsie daisy, just an extra, oh, sorry, my boyfriend has to go back and I have an extra day in San Diego. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie, teehee, oopsie. Be ashamed if I'm walking around San Diego and fall on somebody's dick. Come on, chat. You don't believe this story, do you? Surely not. Oh my goodness. Jefferson C. Post with 2 says Idubbbz jumped on that grenade for Acadian. I guess we can say F in the chat for Idubbbz. He made a sacrifice. We never knew what he did for our boy Arcadian.
And I was on my Twitter feed, and it was when Ian was just spamming his Twitter feed with something about Leafy and Max Mofo backstabbing him like as a meme. And he was just like, it was like tweet after tweet after tweet. So I was like, okay, this individual's bored. I know he lives in San Diego. Maybe he wants to hang out because anything's better than like sitting in this hotel all day. So we ended up messaging each other, and he...
Maybe anything is better than hanging out in a hotel all day, but it wasn't. If Idubbbz had ignored this this succubus, harlot, maybe he would have had a career. But he was a virgin at the time, as I understand it. He literally fell for the first woman who just threw herself at him. Not a great move. Not a great move.
It was like, oh, do you want to go and eat? And I was like, sure, just whatever. I just don't want to be in this hotel room anymore.
She goes on to describe their date of going to a taco shop where the two would awkwardly interact until Ian took her back to the hotel. Anisa didn't think anything would come from this interaction, but surprisingly, they would continue to talk from this day forward.
So when he got home, I guess he was fighting with himself whether to text me or not because he thought that it was like completely done. But he decided to message me anyways, and he said, hey, I made it home safe. And the amount of relief that I was like, holy shit, this human is still talking to me, it was unbelievable. We didn't stop talking.
That's incredible. Like, she has such low self-esteem that she was like, oh my goodness, this person is still talking to me after seeing me once. And Ian has such low self-esteem that he messaged her back. They really are made for each other. Like, maybe they are the perfect match. They're equally terrible. I don't know. I'm starting to think that is the case. That they actually deserve what they've got. And it's... I don't know. How can you find two pieces of garbage that just, like, fit together so well?
That whole night, we talked until we fell asleep. And then ever since then, we've just been pretty much inseparable.
Doing all of this while having a boyfriend is crazy work. This wouldn't last long, though, as Acadian would tweet out weeks later, rolling on the floor laughing, "What the fuck, I actually hate girls," alluding...
Hold on a second.
Was this story based? Yes.
Did that work?
Was this story based? Yes. Yes.
Okay, it's weird. I think StreamYard is updated. Did it echo there, chat? It seems like because normally I have to mute my desktop audio then play it, but I muted my desktop audio and I didn't hear anything. So did it echo or did it play both times? Let me know. I actually do need some feedback on it. Yes and yes. So you did hear it the first time and it did echo. Okay. All right then. But was echo on the second play? Well, that's weird. Interesting. So that means I can't hear it. I can't even listen to my own audio when I'm playing it. StreamYard is such a piece of shit. I think I'm just gonna have to move over entirely to Streamlabs or whatever. What the fuck is it called? OBS.
To the pair breaking up. Anisa cheating on him clearly affected him mentally, as he would also tweet on the same day, "Probably won't be streaming/active for a while until I get back to a good place mentally. Sorry guys." A week after this, he posted a now deleted vlog where he continued to vaguely discuss the breakup and how it was making him feel.
I would say like right now, in terms of like mentally, I'm not.
Clip source Brittany Venti. That's a weird random source to have. It's funny because somebody sent a link and it was what's that guy's name? Think Before You Sleep, and he did a reaction to the Abroad in Japan / Oriental Pearl drama, and that's the first time I've seen Think Before You Sleep, and he is absolutely such a fucking liar in that video. He is so manipulative, and it actually kind of made me a little bit angry, and I was thinking about reacting to it or making a response video to it. But then apparently that guy dated Brittany Venti as well, which is kind of strange. So it's a weird kind of crossover that I'm seeing it. The random Brittany Venti lessons. Yes, it is. It's bizarre.
Like in the best state. I can't really explain, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if any of you guys can like resonate with me or like feel me on this, but I'm just fucking pissed off all the time. Like, I'm just angry.
This man has definitely talked to women before. I can tell you that. It's
like,
so relatable.
Every day, as soon as I wake up, like I'm just fucking angry, and I don't know how to stop being it. Like, the only thing I can do is just distract myself with, like, League of Legends or doing shit, like...
Anisa would eventually...
I'm going to give you a hint, but playing League of Legends won't make it better. That's probably going to make it worse, actually. Don't play League of Legends.
be called out for cheating on Acadian, which she would deny. She would then conveniently change her original story and added in a new detail that her relationship with Acadian was actually really bad and they didn't get along very much. Because of this, she wanted to get away from him the day after TwitchCon, so that's why she went to hang out with Idubbbz, and Acadian apparently knew this all along.
Now here's a cute little detail. You can see you can't see her tits in this frame, or this old stream, and she's made 0 goals on her subs today. Interesting dynamic we're noticing here.
And when we were at TwitchCon, I accidentally booked an extra flight and an extra day. And
Did you book an extra dick? What do you mean?
and Matt was there. Like we just had an extra day and an extra whatever. And I was talking to Ian, and Matt knew that I was talking to Ian. And I said to him, I said, do you mind if I go hang out with Ian or Idubbbz or whatever, because we have this extra day and I don't want to be in the same fucking room as you.
Anisa would never admit to cheating on Acadian, even though.
How does she look like a goblin in it? Like, this is. Okay, so she put on the anime lolicon shirt, and now she's got 2 subs, so that's very sus. But it's weird how bad she, like, I don't know, like, is it a different camera? She actually looks like a goblin, like, in this image. Like, if we go back, like, she looks like a normal woman here. Like, she looks like a relatively normal woman here, right?
Extra day and
like, facial features look fine, nothing too wrong, pretty average.
And I don't want to be in the same fucking room as you.
Anisa would never admit to cheating on Acadian.
In this shot, she unironically looks like a dude wearing a dress. I don't know how to explain it. There's some sort of trickery going on here. I don't know how this is happening. Is it the lighting? Is it a trick of the lens? What's going on here? She turned off the filter. Oh no. That actually could be it.
Even though her anniversary with Ian is on the exact same day she admits to breaking up with Acadian in Discord message leaks we will be covering later on in this video. You guys, Anisa would never cheat because she thinks cheating is wrong.
See, now it's like that Two-Face episode of Seinfeld. She looks better in this shot. She's like a shape changer or something. I don't know.
There's never a valid excuse for cheating. Never, ever, ever does somebody have a valid excuse for cheating.
Ah, projection at its finest. Anisa is a hypocrite, and she has a habit of constantly contradicting herself. One of the easiest examples of this to point to around this time comes from a storytime video she made promoting body positivity in the gym. She claims,
I want to see the sub counter. Bring it back. Bring it back.
She overheard 2 women in the gym making rude comments about an overweight person trying to work out. She then goes on a long-winded diatribe about how fat shaming is wrong and people should never do it.
It actually blew my mind that this was coming out of their mouths. Any bit of disgusting that they thought this woman was, if they would just look in the mirror or hear what they were saying, like, that is a million times more disgusting than any fucking abomination I can even dream up. And
I mean, maybe. I don't know what these women look like, but like it's a dick move to make fun of people that are at the gym, because if they're at the gym, then surely they're actually making an effort and they're actually trying to change their styles or whatever. They're trying to change their fat, try and lose some weight, something like that. So don't make fun of the fatties at the gym. At least they're there, right? You make fun of the fatties that aren't in the gym. That's totally justified.
And I'm just sitting there flabbergasted at the idea that there's these 2 women actually ridiculing somebody who has the to get up and go to the gym and deal with the shitty people like them and still come back and better themselves.
Anisa fails to take her own advice though, because after she made these statements, she would go on to fat shame other women on her lives.
I'm surprised that she gets less hate than that whale, the leather wearing, yeah, Amy Schumer.
I'm surprised that car.
That whale, she's fat. Oh my goodness. Women can't help from backstabbing other women when they get the opportunity to.
Can hold up on that. The crash test rating on that car must be amazing. It's nice to know the car can handle that kind of weight without denting. To our knowledge, it might have dented actually. Who knows?
What she's trying to do here is be one of the boys. Like she's falling back onto that like male lacrosse team thing. So because men make fun of women for being fat, so I can endear myself to the chat to do it.
A similar phenomenon would happen when Anisa would make a video explaining her struggles with an eating disorder and body dysmorphia. Gotta earn those sympathy points. You would think someone who claims to be suffering from these things wouldn't go out of their way to insult others who are also struggling with similar eating disorders, but Anisa did just that. She would react to another content creator named Venus Angelic, who made a video describing—
This is weird. Is this like a white chick that's pretending to be Japanese? It's very uncanny valley. Like, it just doesn't work. Japan has these things like the purikura machines, like the little photos you could do. And they have these weird filters that make your eyes look massive. And it only works if you're Japanese, though. Because if you're like a whitey and you go and do it, you look like an actual alien. I have a couple of these like purikura lying around. I could probably show you, but I don't have them right now. This is like weird. Like the white chicks that pretend to be Japanese chicks. It's like a very alien-like. I don't know how to describe it. It's hard to tell.
Describing her struggles with her own eating disorder. Anisa couldn't stop herself from doubting, insulting, and making fun of this woman for her situation.
She asked me how I got to the point. It is because I couldn't drink or eat anything. So I still tried to eat or drink, but I puked out anything I ate. Not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't keep it in my stomach. I puked about 10 to 15 times a day.
Wait, is this person actually Japanese? Or is she like putting on that accent on? I'm confused now. Actually, maybe my radar's not working correctly today.
For about an entire month. So
What the fuck? You'd be dead. You would be dead. If you puke 10 times a day for a month, you would be dead.
What? No, you wouldn't. Anorexic people puke every day, right? I mean, they don't have to. Bulimic people, I think she's just regarded. Yeah, I think that's the case. Like, this is like next level skinwalking. If she's actually just white and she's putting on the fake accent to try and be more Japanese, that's really weird. Confidently stupid. Who can tell? I don't know. Anisa, she's like an idiot expert. She thinks she knows everything she's talking about. She unironically did with the Holocaust as well, which is very funny. It's like one of the most legendary Anisa moments, where she's talking about all of the benefits that came from the Holocaust. I think Boogie did it as well. Maybe she's secretly based. Who knows?
You would be alive. That's a lie. There's no way you can. But damn it. There's a month. That's not real. Yeah, there's no way.
that gets you kind of dehydrated.
Let me just read the comments.
All right. Venus Angelic. I'm kind of curious. We're going on a fact-finding mission for a second, chat. Venus Angelic. All right, who is this person? No, they're definitely not Japanese. All right, let's have a look at their Wikitubia for a second. Let's see. She began uploading videos when she was 13 years old. That's a yikes. Her earliest videos of her cosplaying her lifestyles, as well as Japanese food and learning Japanese language. Later, she moved to making videos about Japanese fashion, vlogs about life in Japan, and makeup tutorials. Some of her videos are about candy. She is best known for being a living doll, undergoing several surgeries to maintain a look. What the hell? Where's she from, though? Being exploited. Years later, Venus would upload videos explaining why she ran away from home. She explained that her mother, Margaret Palamo, was abusive and forced her to create the living doll. So she's like a Eugenia Cooney sort of situation. What country is she from? She's Swiss. Okay, that explains that. That's I actually feel sorry for her. Like what the fuck?
Oh my god, that's actually brutal. Are you done? Where's the excuse me?
Is that a smoke alarm? Hold on a second.
Brutal. Are you done? Where's the
That's a smoke alarm. I mean, she is, well, how much? She's 8% Lebanese. Is that enough? I swear to God, it wasn't me. Like, listen one more time.
Oh my god, that's actually brutal.
Listen really carefully.
Where's the excuse
That's
me?
definitely a beat. That's
Human,
definitely
but
a
you
beat.
cannot. Nobody's saying anything about the fact that you can't. All right. Well, let's just keep watching this perfectly sane women.
As you can see, Anisa's streams are a bountiful source of horrendous.
This is actually a shapeshifter. I'm kind of in awe, actually, at Anisa, at the many faces of Anisa. I don't know what the fuck she's going to do with this, but I hope it isn't what I think it's for. Oops. What did I do there? I'm stupid. There we go.
Takes and needless shit
hair?
talking. This would lead her to get involved in many petty dramas with a handful of different creators. One of the most notable dramas happened after the YouTuber Pyrocynical made a video criticizing booby streamers. Anisa wasn't someone called out in this video, but she still couldn't stop herself from making comments on it.
Twitch gaming section. I mean, you can just see with this clip, look how small the screen is for the game. Jesus. And I know that mentality that's been presented before. Don't like it, don't watch it. The problem is you're bringing a lot of kids onto the.
Why do people always make that argument? Like, there's no way when she's playing the actual game that it's that size. Like, what the hell is that? What is that? Everybody always makes that point, like it's fact that like if the screen is small in the section that they show in the video, that like that's how the game screen is the whole time.
Anisa tried to delete this spurg out so she wouldn't get clipped, but her efforts were futile.
Of what I said about Pyro, I'm just not in the mood for it. People seem to all of a sudden care what my opinion on it is. I can already see the headline now. Idubbbz girlfriend says mean things about Pyrocynical in her stream, and I'm just not in the mood for it, so I already fucking deleted it. So good luck clipping that, bitch.
A more back and forth drama.
Good luck. Oh no, this is disastrous. This is disastrous. She's got the tits out, but she's only got $2 in donations. It's not going so well for her.
Drama would happen shortly after this with the IRL live streamer Ice Poseidon. This started after Anisa decided to make comments about Ice and his content on her stream one night. A chatter asked her what her opinion of Ice was, and she would explain why she dislikes him. She would also call his content lazy and exploitative, which is ironic seeing her content is just as lazy and exploitative, if not more so.
Ice Poseidon is successful not because he is intelligent or hardworking Ice Poseidon is successful because
he does crazy stuff IRL, and people want to get a see a reaction. And he completely created the entire IP2 and just his own IP, I guess, movement. He went out there and took risks. Now, I don't particularly like Ice Poseidon. I think he's done a lot of bad things, but to not like he's actually basically invented the genre of IRL news and streaming.
Figured out that he could exploit his douchebaggery and overall laziness and scumminess to make money off of people. That's my opinion on Ice Poseidon. I'm not a fan of him. I do not enjoy his YouTube videos. I don't enjoy his live streams. I cringe at when he said to that woman that he's famous.
I think she's like Mustique. Like if you replace the Y with a U, that's what I would describe her as.
I don't enjoy him. I don't like him.
This clip would go somewhat viral, and eventually Ice himself would see it. He decided to respond to Anisa in quite a hilarious fashion.
Let me this.
It's crazy that Anisa's nose looks larger than Ice Poseidon's in some of these shots. I don't know if it must be the lighting or trick of the lens or something.
All right, I don't know who the fuck she is.
What is IP2? So Ice Poseidon is like an IRL streamer, and IP2 is basically people that kind of essentially do exactly what he does or follow him around and stuff like that. So they call it IP2 or Ice Poseidon 2. It's just kind of like copycats / orbiters of Ice Poseidon.
Idubbbz girlfriend. I don't even know who the fuck she is. My laziness. Listen. I was reading the comments. I've never watched your fucking stream. Apparently, you're a fucking titty streamer. How can you tell me I'm lazy if you're sitting down in a motherfucking chair being a titty streamer? Listen, I don't need your shit. Okay, you're talking about me being an asshole to people. Stop being a fucking triggered motherfucker. Who gives a shit? That's my 2 points right there. I mean, I don't really have to continue anymore. If you're a titty streamer, you automatically lose the argument there. I mean, there's nothing for you to say other than that. So.
True.
This drama would only become more amplified after the YouTuber Keemstar made a drama alert video covering the back and forth, which garnered over 1.3 million views. If Anisa wasn't getting into petty dramas with other content creators, she was outright saying ignorant things that would often get her in trouble. The most egregious
please be the Holocaust thing. Let's see if we
example of this comes from the time Anisa decided to defend the human experiments conducted by the Nazis in concentration camps. Yes, Anisa actually tried to justify the senseless torture of innocent people.
Is experimenting on 10 children to obtain a cure for thousands of kids' lives justified? That's a really hard question, and I think if people are being 100% honest, they'd give you a different answer than what you're expecting. As terrible as the Holocaust was, obviously it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments on people. It was gay people, handicaps, twins. I think that's.
Didn't they like legitimately cut like Siamese twins in half or something without anesthetic?
And obviously, they were obviously Jewish, or they did it on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
There were...
Name one. Name one, Anisa. I think Boogie has made the same statement as well. Jefferson C. Post says, she does better on flatter, cooler lighting. Oh, there you go. Interesting color science going on there.
No groundbreaking discoveries that came from the human experiments conducted by the Nazis. A Google search that takes less than 10 seconds to do will show you that Anisa's take is profoundly untrue. There was no scientific method followed during these human experiments, and the notes recovered from them amounted to scribbled gibberish. These experiments were nothing more than a sick way to torture people under the guise of science. Anisa would eventually walk this take back years later once it resurfaced and blew up in her face. She wouldn't apologize for the statements she made, but instead...
Why do they put the fucking socks on the what are these? The mic stands? Are they just trying to be quirky? Are these like leg warmers or something? Because I don't think anybody else does it. There's no reason to do this. There's no benefit to it, right? Surely not. It looks really weird to me. I have not seen anyone else do this with their mic stands.
Instead claims she was only parroting talking points she heard in a college lecture that she...
So if the experiments were successful, it would be okay. Why don't you go find out and report back?
Thought sounded smart, which is pretty insane. The same year as her pro-Nazi take, Anisa would also defend the pedophile YouTuber named Lionmaker. Lionmaker was a former Minecraft content creator who was arrested in 2016 for a variety of different charges, which included possession and distribution of CSAM materials. This...
Like, the original, like, Colossal is Crazy interviewing Lionmaker was such a wild video. If you haven't seen that, that's like a piece of YouTube history now. I'd advise you to go check it out. It is, he is relentless in that video. Colossus is crazy. Colossus is crazy? I think it was, yeah.
Guy was caught talking to multiple minors and soliciting nudes from them, some of which he posted on his own Twitter at one point. He even admit to all of this.
Yeah, this is the one. Colossal is Crazy.
interview conducted by the YouTuber Colossal is Crazy and eventually went to jail for his crimes. This was a wildly popular story that Anisa somehow didn't know about, yet she still chose to ignorantly run to Lion Maker's defense because she doesn't like when people are criticized online.
I don't like.
Can we just cool it on the bullying of the arrested pedophiles? Like they may have solicited nudes from minors, but can we not be mean for a second? Like, holy shit, what a brainlet. Oh my god. Maybe it's just karma. Maybe she's getting what she fucking deserves.
When people go in and rip a content creator apart like that, no matter what like really happens, it gives me anxiety. Like, even if it is like I'm no matter like how serious it is, right? Like, even when Lion Maker, whatever his name was accused of pedophilia, like it gave me a lot
He was convicted.
of anxiety because I feel like a lot of it is based on a lot of fiction and not a lot of fact. And like, if the person
He was arrested. What are you talking about?
really isn't as bad as what people think it is, which most of the time they're not, then you're just watching people rip apart somebody that maybe doesn't deserve it as much as, like, I don't know. It's just sad seeing somebody get ripped apart that hard.
Oh my goodness. What a 500 IQ take. What a absolute brain trust over here.
Yeah, Leafy was one of them. That was hard to watch getting ripped apart.
I mean, Leafy made fun of retarded kids. I don't think he deserved to be banned off the platform, but he got in, he got his bag, he got out, and now he's just kind of retired, and like, I guess he just trades crypto or whatever, like a lot of those old YouTubers that were doing that sort of commentary at that time. Comparing Leafy to Lion Maker is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, Googles, but I mean, I believe you, but I don't know it. Like, again, it's like that's.
And this is so weird as well because like she actually was a major part of the Leafy bullying video, like the content cop Leafy allegedly was her idea. A lot of the stuff maybe she just claimed it was her idea because she seems to take a lot of credit for Idubbbz's success. Like when they're doing Creator Clash, she was like the brains behind it all, but then when it failed, and suddenly it was all Ian's fault. But she was a pivotal part of that video. So like how does she come off saying it makes her anxious when people start criticizing people when she's literally involved in the creation of these videos? It's so hypocritical.
YouTube videos are okay, let me put it this way. YouTube videos are never sincere.
Well, Lion Maker went to jail for
Yeah.
pedophilia. I urge everyone to check out Colossal is Crazy's interview with Lion Maker. It's surreal.
Yeah, I mean, and he went.
That's a rat super chat that she just got. Can we have some nuance about the Lion Maker situation? He went to jail for pedophilia. It's at this moment she realized she fucked up. The timing of that was pretty good, I have to say.
Went to jail, and then he deserved to go to jail, like, which is whatever.
Anisa being horrendously.
What do you mean it's whatever? What do you mean that it's whatever? He went to jail for soliciting CSAM and posting it on his live account. What is this from Max? Hail to the electronic... Is this a German word? Electronic mixtropoclock. Not really. Okay. Is that just the Jew electrocuted 5000, Max? Is that what that is?
Misinformed but confidently over-opinionated will be a common theme throughout this video. You'll also notice that after Anisa's comments on Lion Maker, she would go on to claim it was hard to watch the internet go after Leafy too.
Yeah, Leafy was one of them. That was hard to watch getting ripped apart.
This is incredibly rich, seeing the fact that her own boyfriend Idubbbz was the main person leading the charge with his Content Cop Leafy video that ended up garnering over 31 million views. She would even tweet at Leafy after the Content Cop on him was dropped. I'm actually sad to hear Leafy is taking a break. I've always had a soft spot for you, dude. Hope all is well. Again, her boyfriend is literally the reason behind him taking a break. Anisa's sympathy towards Leafy absolutely makes sense when you consider the fact that she had a crush on him before she started dating Idubbbz. And there's plenty of things that point to this claim being true.
That's actually so funny. So she couldn't get with Leafy, so then she got with Idubbbz and then used Idubbbz to attack Leafy. What a snake. Absolute snake.
With her tweets to and about Leafy, the first one being a reply to a tweet saying, "Real question, who wants to fuck Leafy tonight? Nashville, genuine offer." Anisa replied, "I thought you would never ask." She also tweeted out several more things like, "At Leafy, why am I never in your videos? Do I need to lower the cost of money to get me to bend over?" And, "At Leafy, I will shield you from the storm with my breasts, my son." Anisa even got excited.
She's posting horny on main. That's embarrassing. Like, Men can do a lot of embarrassing stuff, but being a thirsty woman, not getting any attention is real embarrassing. It's pretty bad.
And hoped Leafy would talk about her when he made a video bashing booby streamers.
I haven't watched it yet. I actually haven't watched it at all, but apparently Leafy, I don't know if it's true or not, because Leafy's never put me in one of these videos. It always kind of made me sad. But apparently
Leafy was smart enough to know that she was crazy and not to mention her or talk about her at all.
he finally did. So, let us see.
Look at her resize the video to make it as small as possible so you can still see her tits while she watches it. She could have just moved to the left. It's like literally that simple. You can just be in like 1/3 of the screen. But she's like, you know, don't even get my full face in the video. It's not important. As long as both of my tits are in there.
Severe disappointment. He didn't talk about her. Anisa being attracted to other men is a common trope when she's in a relationship. Leafy isn't the only man.
These like Goblin Dora the Explorer jump scares are really wild. Like it is bizarre how much worse she looks. I assume maybe it's the hair's pushing out or something. I don't know. It's like, is she doing this on purpose? Like, is she trying to look like this? She's got like really thick eyebrows here too. Like, is she trying to make herself look like some sort of goblin? I don't
she's had a crush on while she's been dating Idubbbz. Another man Anisa had a crush on around this time was
Chris Raygun, right?
Named Chris Raygun.
Yeah.
Chris Raygun is a YouTuber with over 500,000 subscribers and was most popular around the same time as Idubbbz in 2016. Anisa has been friends with Chris for quite some time, with Chris making occasional appearances on her Twitch streams back in 2017. On these streams, Anisa would awkwardly interact with Chris and ask him about things like his sex life.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever done in the bed? I've had sex in an elevator before. Have you had sex in an elevator before?
I'm actually at a loss for words. The absolute slaggery of this. Because the elevator, you know, the elevator pitch is like 30 seconds. So she met somebody, or I guess maybe she went with someone she knew, and she's like, you've got 30 seconds to stick it in my snatch. Let's fucking go. Was there other people in the elevator at the same time? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. What a thing to open up with. Oh my goodness.
Not in an elevator. No. I don't. Well, that's not in bed then, is it?
I mean, that's still like.
I don't know.
Asking, like, you know. From.
I mean, yeah. I don't really know. I don't know if I could really.
Do you not have anything? Chris is lame.
No,
Wait, you've had sex in a dressing room before, haven't you?
Yeah, that's not weird, is it?
I've never done that.
She can't afford to go to shops, that's why.
I wouldn't just qualify it as weird though. It's like
I shoved a dildo in my ex-boyfriend's ass once.
No. And she did it in her future boyfriend's ass, which is essentially this is confirming that Idubbbz gets pegged. She just takes joy in making men's life miserable, doesn't she, chat?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then
there's the fucking chirp again. Listen, can you hear it?
Once.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And
there it goes. This is in a different location. This is 2 different locations. Anisa still doesn't have batteries in her smoke alarm. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it.
And yeah, it was because
sex standing up is overrated? What are you talking about?
Chris was dating a woman named Lacey Green when Anisa would ask him these kind of things, and Anisa knew that. She wasn't a fan of this fact and would make it painfully obvious on other streams where she calls Lacey a cunt and gives Chris the backhanded compliment that she would make a good porn star.
I'm just saying, it's like, you know, that's what you look for. She would make a good porn star. Lacey would make a good porn star.
Thanks.
Did he just have a bottle of bleach he was about to squirt into his eyes so he didn't have to see Anisa? What the fuck was that
Outside
spray
of these
bottle?
streams, Anisa would also travel to New York where she would spend time with Chris and film a vlog. The pair spent the day together, went on a dinner date, and even streamed together later that evening, all while being in a relationship with Idubbbz. Anisa would also show her romantic interest on Chris on Twitter where she tweeted out a shirtless photo of him with the caption full of thirsting and squirt emojis. She also replied to a tweet from Chris that showcased a lipstick kiss mark on a note, claiming that it was left by her.
What the fuck is this? Does she have the phone inside a glass of whiskey? Is it because she has to purify it after it touches her lips or something? Oh no, sorry. So Chris Chris is the one that is disinfecting his telephone. Because I guess Anisa was nearby it? It's a dildo and whiskey. No, it's a phone, Max. It's a phone. Chris Raygun is like 5'5". Wasn't Chris Raygun like an anti-SJW? Like, I remember him being complained about by SJWs. But then, like, Lacey Green was like the sex-positive SJW chick, right? So it's kind of funny that she was dating him in the first place.
Again, Anisa was dating Ian while she was doing all of this, which just makes him look so pathetic. The writing really was on the wall for him all the way back then. All of these controversies that I have covered happened in 2017. This is the same year Anisa's Discord server would leak onto Reddit, revealing some insane things, like her bad-mouthing Idubbbz to her viewers and even discussing potential breakups with him. Anisa would treat the simps that congregated in her Discord like digital therapists and unnecessarily unloaded all sorts of emotional baggage inside this server. Here, you can see Anisa talking about breaking up with Idubbbz. I think I'm breaking up with Ian. After our first relationship scare.
It's funny that she chooses a Discord thumbnail where even at the low resolution, you can still see the tits. She really knows the only thing that people find valuable of her, right?
And our last trip, I was a lot better and Ian seemed happier. But after I left, it seemed like Ian's opinions on things didn't change much. He hasn't called me in 4 days and we have barely talked. He's at PewDiePie's house. He said, I will call you with my answer when I get back, so about 2 to 3 hours. But I think I'm finally right for putting my foot down. He can't have you waiting around the corner. Even his sister called me and said, hey, he's not treating you right and he needs to learn some hard lessons. Put yourself first. I don't know why he needs 2 to 3 hours though. I had hoped you wouldn't get back together like last time, just saying. I have no idea what's going on in his head. I'm just so sick of the emotional shit I go through and he seems fine. He legit hasn't called me in 4 days. Listen to your gut.
He almost escaped. He almost got away. It's like when you're watching a nature documentary and the gazelle like almost escapes from the lion and you're like cheering for it and then like it slows down for a second to take a drink of water and that's when it like gets his claws into him. So sad. It's like tragic almost.
And when I called upset, he's like, oh yeah, I guess there were times I could have called. I just feel like a loser. Out of sight, out of mind. A thing to remember is that some people deal with shit by themselves and only by themselves. They deal with it with thought, not communication. Yeah, but for a healthy relationship to work, you need to talk. In another leak, you can see Anisa talking about how Ian would never defend her, but her crush, Chris Raygun, definitely would. Lol, yeah, somehow. You think Ian is the main boss? Even though Ian would never publicly defend me, even if you threw acid on his skinned alive body. Maybe, but he's probably too pussy. Anisa is the final boss of this game.
Are they moving to the UK or something? What is she talking about?
And Chris would stick up for me, sure, but like, Anisa would even reveal personal details about her relationship with Idubbbz, like the time he peed on her in the shower. I showered with Ian when he was here, and he peed on my leg and thought it was funny.
What? I mean, that's a very Idubbbz thing to do. But it's just, like, I thought there was going to be like a jellyfish or something, you know? Do they just hate each other? What compels someone to piss on your leg in the shower? Like, what the fuck? Imagine the smell. He's a pisser. Apparently he is incontinent now these days, right? And he has to wear a diaper.
Very cool. I definitely wanted to know that. If Anisa wasn't discussing her relationship, then she would be talking about how her content sucks, and she knows it. The more I upload, the more subs I lose. Sub glitch all over again? Nah, I think the people are just watching and unsubbing. I blame YouTube. Nah, it's me. It has to be me.
Rare moment of clarity. She didn't blame the shadow banning or anything. She's like, no, I'm just being a dirty slag, and people are hate it.
I'm not growing. It's the opposite after a month of consistent uploads. That's a clear sign I need to go back to school or get a job. There's also a leak that shows Anisa talking about her ethnicity. She claims that she's 50% Irish, 25% Italian, and only 8% Arab. While this seems like a strange and trivial
I mean, this is important detail for later, but she claims that she went through school and she was bullied for being Arab or because she's a Muslim woman or something, which is like the widest chick you could basically be.
thing to mention, this actually is important to note because in the current day and age,
and she's got Idubbbz in the background, like Hassan has his dog in the background. Kind of funny.
Anisa cosplays as a Muslim for political brownie points, even though she's only 8% Arab.
Political brownie points. Very funny. Very funny.
And she renounced her faith in 2020.
Telling my dad that I'm not Muslim was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my whole entire life. At 16 years old, I sat my dad down and I had a talk with him, basically telling him that I no longer wanted to be a part of Islam. I didn't want to be Muslim anymore, and I just wanted to be agnostic or spiritual. I don't really know what the word is, and he did not take it fantastic.
Anisa's Discord echo chamber of simps will never actually criticize her, so that's why she feels so safe divulging all of this personal information to them. Thankfully, all of these Discord leaks would be archived on the Kiwi farms after Anisa's Reddit page was taken down.
Speaking of the kiwi farms, there's an interesting development that I actually do have open on one of my tabs. That this is like new news, I guess. It's like semi-new from a couple weeks ago, but it hasn't really been reported that much yet. But Ian and Anisa have adopted a snake. Unironically, they have a pet snake in Canada. It's like the coldest country you could possibly have. When they found like a python, like a rescued python, and I am placing my bets. You want to put a death pool on these guys now? I guarantee you that one of these people is being fed to this python at some point in their lives. Year of the Snake. Is it still Year of the Snake? I completely forgot about that, actually. I guess it is, right? Oh, that's too funny.
In 2018, Anisa, for some wild
Hey, it's I remember this because I used to watch Vegan Gains. Vegan Gains used to be really entertaining. He kind of lost his edge a lot, but he was like, even though I've never been interested in being a vegan, he did used to put up some very interesting debate stuff, and he would actually show up and like press people in real life, which was kind of funny, like at bodybuilding conventions and stuff like that.
Agreed to debate the controversial YouTuber known as Vegan Gains on the topic of veganism. Vegan Gains is a vegan content creator, if that's not obvious enough, and he gained popularity for his debates and mockery of non-vegan online personalities. He is also
he did these like skits and everything too. He had like a whole thing of wigs and everything. It was quite entertaining. It's like a very much an artifact of the old YouTube. I think he like overdosed on SSRIs or something because he's completely zonked out these days. Like I don't know what happened, but he's just not entertaining in the least anymore, which is very sad.
Known for saying some truly insane things.
I fucking hate children. They literally make me sick. When I see babies in a commercial, I start to gag and almost throw up, and I have to look away and mute it.
Like, he didn't actually press, like, not bench press them, but he would like, hold on, let me see. This is kind of funny. Vegan Gains versus... Let me see if I can find this. Like, what was it? Vegan Gains at bodybuilder convention, I think, because people would say that he would. Oh, sorry, Vegan Gains. No, it's not just the vegans. Vegan Gains. There we go. See if we can find this. Is this the one? Let me see if I can find this real quick. Not to interrupt the flow so much, but he. Like, there was this guy who was like, he said he would never show up in real life, and he just actually shows up. And he's like way taller than too, because he's like 6'3". See if I can find this. Where is it? He does look like a little bit like an alien, though. I will say that. Is this not the one? Oh, wait, here. I think this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, come say this to my face. Come say this to my face. And he's like, fine, okay, I will. And he actually did. He's like, you're a lot shorter in person? That's pretty funny. I mean, like, it's weird because he's like a shapeshifter as well, because he looks really skinny, but then he flexes and he actually does have some muscle mass. But this is pretty, like, he's like, come say this to my face, and he just shows up, and he's like, hey, you're really short. And then he flexes. Like, this is a pretty Chad move, honestly. Like, this is what Vegan Vegans used to do. This is why he used to be funny. And then he's like, apologize to my wife right now, and he just doesn't. He just walks off. It was good times. But, like, he doesn't have that anymore. That's the Vegan Gains that I missed.
And when I see babies in a stroller, especially when they're crying, I just want to put my foot through the fucking thing and step on it.
He used to be the real psycho.
But blood and pulp on the fucking pavement.
This is not the version of Vegan Gains that Anisa debated, though. Instead, he was mostly calm and collected. He presented his arguments clearly and backed them up with studies and evidence. Anisa, on the other hand, was not nearly as prepared. She relied on her pre-existing knowledge of veganism and mostly argued based off her personal feelings to try and debunk what Vegan Gains was saying.
I feel like, because I feel like I feel like I've been told, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it, but I feel like a lot of the shit, because I feel like
This conversation surprisingly lasted almost 3 hours before Anisa would get frustrated and rage quit the call. She claims Vegan Gains was speaking aggressively towards her throughout this debate, but I watched a decent chunk of it and he really wasn't.
I get it.
It's like she hurt herself. It's like, yeah, she hurt herself in confusion. That's what happened.
We have different opinions. It's not going to change. Clearly, I'm too stupid to understand what you're saying.
No.
Like I'm not just fully.
You're not too stupid.
Like, we're good.
Look,
but
I think you're getting upset and a little too emotionally invested into this. And
I'm just really tired.
She's actually gonna cry. Like, what the fuck?
Like, that's
okay. Well, look, when you're complaining that I'm pointing out logical fallacies that you're making, that sounds to me like you're uncomfortable with me actually making arguments.
We're good. I'm so at that point. If this is your view of winning, which is talking very aggressively for a period of time, very confident, you've won, man. Like,
I've made arguments. Well, no, I've made arguments and presented evidence. You haven't. So yes, I have won on that basis alone.
Well, then there you go.
Okay, so you agree that you don't have any evidence for your claims and your arguments are completely logically inconsistent? Look, if you don't agree on that, I want to continue this conversation. I don't want to misrepresent your views. I actually am interested in having an honest conversation about this.
Yeah, I'm done.
After this debate.
Why would you agree to a debate, show up, know no facts, then actually crash out, cry, and just say that you're being oppressed, like you're being harassed? Anisa is such a crybaby. Jefferson C. Post says, Ian was bored with the peg, so they got a snake. Please don't imply that's what's going to happen. Like, I want that, like, the snake is, he doesn't deserve that, okay?
It happened, Anisa would somehow walk away feeling like she won. She would later go on to her stream where she accused Vegan Gains of being a dishonest liar while her chat reinforced the idea that she won the debate. Anisa would also DM Vegan Gains claiming that if he continued to criticize her, that he was encouraging his audience to swat her, which is just delusional. So at Anisa Jomha is trying...
What does it say? Oh no, I see he's reading it, okay.
To claim that I should no longer criticize her or challenge any of her fans to debate because that will encourage swatting. Ridiculous statement. It sounds to me like she just can't handle logical criticism of her position. A few days after the...
I want to see what she said though, hold on. All right, man, whatever. I tried to talk to you, but you're obviously not in a place to be anything other than combative. It's a debate! What are you talking about? Swatting can end in death. I'm just going to block you now because it's not as if it's actually realistic to communicate with any way clearly. We were swatted and we had machine guns pointed at us. This is true. So Vegan Gains had like some prop weapons and guns and stuff, and the Canadian like Mounties actually showed up at his house. He was raided and also swatted. I know this for a fact. Let me see. I know what it's like. Criticizing someone's arguments in a civil manner does not encourage swatting. You can no longer message this person. So it took him 30 seconds and she just got rid of him. But yeah, like, so Vegan Gains was swatted, but he actually was investigated by the Canadian Mounties and arrested several times because of his parody videos. Like, he just had, like, the fake gun and he would just, like, you know, chink, 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 chink. But it wasn't, like, it was really silly, too. Like, people, like, he was just being edgy on the internet and people reported him for that and stuff. And the Canadian Mounties, they couldn't take it. They couldn't take the bants. Just like Anisa, that's why she had to block him.
Ridiculous statement. It sounds to me like she just can't handle logical criticism of her position. A few days after the debate, Anisa would tweet out this: I hope there is a day where I can do something and someone chooses to criticize me without including my significant other. I make myself quite independent, especially online, and I just crave the day people criticize me and only me for my actions. Be mean, I don't care, but focus on me. This is a crazy...
I mean, that's what I've been doing. I've been criticizing her for her actions and her appearance all this stream. This is what she wants. So she actually co-signs this, and it's not harassment or anything, because she actually asked for this
statement, because criticizing her without mentioning Idubbbz is not a hard thing to do. I've done it for the entirety of this video so far, and I haven't criticized her because she's Idubbbz's girlfriend. I've criticized her purely for the things she said and done on her own. 2 months after this tweet, the YouTuber Brittany Venti would drop an hour-long video documenting all the things Anisa has done up until this point. It saw massive...
This is a very funny Photoshop. Brittany Venti's always also kind of a shapeshifter. Like, she's always looking different and everything. Didn't she have, like, cat turds around her bathroom and stuff as well? Or, like, her bedroom?
Success, gaining over 700,000 views since it's been posted. Anisa would do her best to avoid talking about this at all cost. She already knew her streaming career was dying, and this video exposing her only drove home that point. I already showed you in her Discord messages she was complaining about her channel stats and people not being interested in her. It got to the point by the end of 2018, she was crying on stream over the fact that nobody wants to watch her anymore.
I think that over the years, you guys, like, some of you guys have been here for so long. So
look at these other videos. We all deserve adversity. How Twitch changed my life. How I deal with negativity. I'm not dead. There are other things. Oh no. The tab just crashed. Oh man. Restore my crash tabs. Do we still have our same place?
About this at all cost. She already...
Goddamn Firefox. Firefox rat.
Already knew her streaming career was dying, and this video exposing her only drove home that point. I already showed you in her Discord messages she was complaining about her channel stats over the fact that nobody wants to watch
There
her
we go.
anymore.
There it is.
I
All
think-
right, we're back. We're back, chat.
I think that over the years, you guys, like, some of you guys have been here for so long, so.
I don't think you're allowed to do the sad crying video if you're wearing face paint. And what appears to be a beard. I don't know.
I just feel like I'm.
It's good to
talking
laugh.
to people who care, so. Sorry, I'm getting gay.
Challenges ahead. Well, I mean, she wasn't wrong.
I'm crying in dog makeup. Come on. I'm gonna cry in dog makeup.
She's a dog. She's crying. Oh, that's so funny.
So stupid.
Anisa's numbers would only
Maybe she's actually a comedy genius, and this is all a work. That'd be really good.
continue to fall going into 2019. By this point, she was struggling to maintain 100 viewers per stream, and she was constantly
Brutal.
taking breaks to pursue other career paths like selling her poorly traced art on Etsy or becoming a popular TikToker. Anything but putting the fries in the bag, I guess. Anisa would concoct a plan towards the end of 2019 as a last-ditch effort to save her career. She would claim on her stream one night that her boyfriend Idubbbz was going to be paying for the boob job she was planning on getting soon. She would further explain that Ian is paying for this boob job as a birthday present, and she doesn't care what people she's not having sex with have to say about it.
Wouldn't it be a birthday present for Idubbbz though? Did she get the boob job and then get it removed? Am I understanding that right? I heard she got it taken out, but I don't know because I don't observe her bosoms as much as some of her other people.
If you aren't familiar with this story, you might be wondering, Nick, how would a boob job save Anisa's career? Well, in 2020, just a few months after discussing this potential operation on stream, she would announce she is officially launching an OnlyFans. That's right, her final desperate attempt to maintain relevancy online was going to come from her selling naked pictures of herself to the small group of remaining simps that have stuck around for the last 5 years. The OnlyFans announcement would cause an online stir and become quite the controversy, not so much for Anisa, but for her significant other, Idubbbz. This would mark the moment where Anisa starts to burn Ian's career because she really has nothing left to burn of her own. And
I think this does mark the actual decline of Idubbbz when he's like, he came out on the video and he said like, a lot of people are criticizing me for having my girlfriend doing OnlyFans, and he's like, well, I think that's cool as shit. That's really the moment where the internet got worse for everybody, I think. All right, and what was the thing? So recently Anisa's been trying to claim that her OnlyFans is super successful as well, but they're also broke. Like they're having to finance like blenders and shit. It's kind of like Jeremy the Quartering, where he pretends that he's rich, but also he needs to get the $50 for the coffee brand coffee. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to afford Melanie Mac or Canaclear or whatever.
I've done my best to avoid talking about Idubbbz so far, as this video is not about him. However, going forward, he will be mentioned more often because Anisa's actions would begin to really start negatively affecting his career, most of the time worse than hers.
I mean, it's also a point that like they kind of merge into one person. Because Ian sort of loses his entire identity and his entire personality, and he just becomes a portion of Anisa. Like, you know, this is an interesting fact about anglerfish. So in anglerfish, the male anglerfish is actually really tiny, and the female anglerfish is massive. She's fat, chat. And male anglerfish actually merge into the body of female anglerfish, and they become parasites, where they literally only exist to provide sperm for the female anglerfish. And they live completely off of it. Like, it's really creepy. I'm not even joking. It's like a color out of space style Lovecraftian monstrosity that's anglerfish with all these tiny male anglerfish embedded in them. I'm not joking. This is true. You can look it up. It's all true. And that's what happened to Idubbbz's personality. His entire personality got absorbed into Anisa, and then she's just the brains of the operation now, which is very unfortunate.
I will still try my best to keep the focus mainly on Anisa though, because I do have an Idubbbz documentary.
Do a fish stream and talk about marine biology next time. Do you know my dad actually has a PhD in marine biology? But he never uses it. He does just business contracting and shit. But he actually went and got a marine biology PhD.
Re-releasing very soon that goes over in much greater detail the negative effects Anisa's actions have had on his career. After Anisa's OnlyFans announcement, Idubbbz was branded by most of the internet as a cuck or a simp. His first response was to jokingly respond to the simp allegations with this tweet: "I'm done, fuckers, I'm done. No more Mr. Nice Simp." If this was the only way Ian responded, it probably would have blown over after a few weeks, but he decided to drop a video after this that made everything 10 times worse. The video was titled "Sex Workers, Idubbbz Complains," which was essentially him mauling for 10 minutes about people criticizing him for having a girlfriend that does OnlyFans.
Here's the question, because a lot of people said that if Idubbbz would break up with Anisa and make content cop Anisa, he could redeem his career. Do you think it's possible to redeem his career? 1 for yes, 2 for no? Or is he just too far gone at this point? I think at this point you can't uncut him from not even using that Nazi science that Anisa's so fond of. Can you sever these two Siamese twins apart anymore, even without anesthetic?
Idubbbz goes off on some random 15-year-old on Twitter with sub 100 followers that was jokingly mocking him. And he takes shots at the YouTuber Atozi, who made comments like having an OnlyFans could potentially ruin future job opportunities, which most people would agree with. Not Ian, though.
And then future jobs, they might be a little bit harder to come by.
I think this.
Huh. I didn't realize Atozi was beefing with Idubbbz back in those days. That's interesting.
This is one of the most important opinions to highlight because it really demonstrates a severe lack of real-world experience when you're saying that future jobs are going to be harder to come by because of an OnlyFans account. Like, if you think this affects your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken.
He would end this coping video by insanely stating he doesn't care if people jerk off to Anisa.
That pretty much wraps up this video. I love my girlfriend, and I'm totally fine with dudes jacking off to pictures of her on the internet. Doesn't affect me one way or the other. If you are upset by me admitting this, then I suggest you go idolize someone else.
For the rest of 2000...
And they did. Spoiler alert. You get what you fucking asked for. You deserve it. Congratulations. Your plan has come to fruition. You did it, Idubbbz.
Anisa would post on OnlyFans while also trying to keep her streaming career alive. Her streams haven't changed, with her breast being the main focus of her content while she spews out the ignorant thoughts in her head. Here is Anisa in October trying to explain to her chat why animal shelters are actually bad because she believes they perpetuate the behavior of treating pets like they're disposable. I honestly don't know how someone could manage to come to such a stupid conclusion, and her chat didn't agree with her at all.
I guess I have to see how many adopt from shelters. But shelters, where do you think the dogs that need to be adopted from shelters come from? They come from irresponsible fucking people.
What?
That are breeding their dogs because they think it would be cute or fun to like breed their dog with their fucking neighbor's dog or whatever, or they let their dog out and get pregnant, and then they have a whole litter that they try to sell because they think they can make money off of it, or and they do irresponsible things like they give the dogs away too early. They don't socialize the dogs properly. Then when the dogs go to other homes, to typically bad homes, because the bar to purchase a dog when it comes from a backyard breeder is so low, then you have a bunch of horribly treated dogs across the board. Dogs.
Is she talking about her husband? What are you talking about?
That were just set up from the get-go to have horrible like lives, and then they wind up in the pound. And then we adopt it because it's trendy and good to do. And don't get me wrong, it is great to adopt a dog and work from the adoption center with a dog. If you're one of those people, I admire.
This is actually more insane than her takes on the Holocaust.
That's great, but like when you are just allowing that to happen with zero consequence, then it's just enforcing these people like, oh, it's fine if nobody buys my dogs or whatever, then I can take them to the fucking shelter. And then people who are like, oh, it's fine, I'm having problems with my $50 dog I bought from my neighbor, I'll just send it to the shelter. Like somebody will adopt it. It's so popular to adopt, I don't have to worry about it. And
but the alternative to this, Anisa, is killing the animals or setting them free on the streets, which is where you belong.
And you have like this just so many dogs coming in. Like, I don't know, both you should support both. You should support people who are doing their research and going to like reputable breeders that are responsibly breeding like once or twice a year, period. And only when they have enough demand on a list to be breeding, they're not overbreeding, versus and you should also support people that want to adopt and work with the dogs as well.
So at the moment, I'm watching this show called Pluribus. It's by Vince Gillian, the guy that made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but basically, it's about a giant hive mind that takes over the Earth. This is like the first episode. It's no surprises, okay? Now, one of the interesting things about the hive mind is that because they're all interconnected, they can have perfect logistics. So what Anisa is asking for is one giant hive mind where you perfectly breed the exact number of dogs from breeders so that you don't have to worry about going to a shelter or having shelters, because it'd be better if we just let the dogs be executed or just let them in, like literally throw them across the fence and fend them themselves. Holy crap. Hive mind, just like in real life. Yes, I know, it's a scathing social commentary. An interesting show though, although the pacing I feel is a little bit slow. Maybe it's just because the show's coming out every week and we're so used to getting shows all together all at once. I heard the new Stranger Things is out too. I haven't seen that yet.
Fast forwarding to April 2021, Anisa and Idubbbz would get engaged. They
look at that. She's got the same color as Nick's toenails.
would have a small Las Vegas wedding 2 months later in June where the couple would be officially married. Idubbbz.
So how many lolcows have been married in Vegas? It is quite interesting. This is the funny part though, where Ian takes his wife's name.
Would shockingly take Anisa's last name, becoming Ian Jomha, breaking the usual tradition of the wife taking her husband's last name. Anisa made Ian do this because she hated his last name. She claimed on her streams that it was white trash and sounded ugly, which is incredibly shallow.
People found the marriage certificate very fast, which is like kind of surprising. Not that it matters.
Not really, because it's all public material.
But the only reason why we changed or chose my name over his last name is because his last name is like just objectively ugly. It's just like an ugly last name. Like Washburn sounds horrendous. Like Anisa Washburn definitely stormed.
I mean, she knows a lot about washing the burns between her legs, but okay.
Stormed the Capitol. That's how that went. But like, I feel like I don't know. That's like to me.
She had to throw in the January 6th reference in there as well. Very, very, very topical of her.
Anisa Washburn sounds bad.
If that's not emasculating Idubbbz, the fact that Anisa posted half-naked photos of herself on Twitter to promote her OnlyFans on their wedding night.
This is also very... On their wedding night? Oh my god, no. It's like, I don't want to take the name Washburn. Anyway, here's a picture of me spreading my asshole. Because Washburn is too white trash.
Sure as hell is. Ian will never beat the cuck allegations. If you haven't figured it out by now, Anisa loves to humiliate her husband, and this is just one of the many examples.
Here's the question though, like, does she love to do it? Or is it like a subconscious thing? Because it's almost like she's naturally, instinctively making fun of Idubbbz at every opportunity.
Terrible decision Anisa started to contemplate around the same time as her wedding was if she should shave her head. No, that's not a joke. In just 1 month after her wedding, she went full Britney Spears and buzzed off all the...
Even though we know that she pegs her boyfriends, we know that Ian has been pegged just from this photo. Holy crap. Like, you just know. That's why Ian has to wear diapers now, because he's incontinent, because he's been blown out too many times by this chick.
Hair on her head. She would insanely blame her choice to do this on her internet haters days later.
And remember, with a little rusties and an insane amount of luck, you too can look like me.
Shaving your head to own the haters. Well, I mean, I guess you really taught them. Wait, what did you actually say here? Let's see.
Hair on her head. She would insanely blame her choice to do this.
So it's the insane amount of online hate.
On her internet haters days later.
And also her dad dying.
With a little rusties and an insane amount of luck, you too can look like me.
Anisa initially denied.
I mean, it's just true what the casino said. If you don't show these vulnerabilities to the internet, we all have things in our life that make us vulnerable, but don't share them. Because, yeah, would it be nicer if the world would be, like, understanding of your problems? Sure. But they're not going to be. So you're only serving your enemy's interest by telling people this stuff. Let's see, the worst part about shaving your head is how long it takes to grow back. No shit. I go from loving it to hating it and being sad that it won't be long again in the span of a week. I know I'm the type of person who only learns by making the mistake myself, but damn. Got what you deserve award again. It's so funny. How do people be like this? I don't understand. I'm having real sad boy hours right now. Sometimes I feel like I've ruined everything. I think she feels like that all the time. I think she's trying to go through her, like, trad wife period at the moment. Like, she's just, like, posting pictures of her baking shit, but she's terrible at it. Like, my cooking is much better than hers, I can guarantee you.
Regretting her decision to buzz off all her hair, but within a couple months, she totally gave in. She would post things like this on her Instagram stories. The worst part of shaving your head is how long it takes to grow back. I go from loving it to hating it and being...
Alright, well, I already read this, so...
...mistake myself, but damn, I'm having real sad boy hours right now. Sometimes I feel like I ruined everything. That last line is prophetic. Towards the end of 2021, Anisa...
This is such a bad, like, this makeup is so ugly, too. Like, this is actual whore makeup. I don't know, like, it's... You know who she looks like is Jeremy Clement, like from Flight of the Conchords. Let me show what I mean. Jeremy, Flight of Conchords. She really looks like him. Jeremy Clement. Is it Clement or Clement? She probably know this. there's something about it. I think it's because of the big eyebrows and the big lips, but she looks exactly like this dude. Here it is. He's like, look at this, chat. See, look at this. Look at this. Doesn't this look exactly like Anisa when she's got this style? Oh, I can't zoom this in. So there's Anisa, and there's Jeremy. If she just doesn't have the sideburns. If she had the sideburns and the glasses, it'd be like a spitting image.
Would receive a DM from the YouTuber known as RiceGum. RiceGum was somebody Idubbbz made a content cop video on years prior. He sent Anisa a message challenging Idubbbz to a fight and stating that he fell off. Anisa would then show this message to her husband and convinced him to set up a legitimate boxing match. Idubbbz would go along with this and planned on throwing a whole event backed by a boxing promotion until RiceGum pulled out of this idea. This wouldn't stop the Jomhas from continuing forward with the idea of hosting a YouTuber boxing event, which were growing in popularity around this time because
this actually would have been a good match. I would have tuned in to see Idubbbz versus RiceGum. That seems like a perfect matchup.
Of other YouTubers like Jake Paul and KSI. Anisa and Ian would create what is known as Creator Clash. With YouTuber boxing events already being an established thing, the Jomhas decided to make their event for charity to stand out from the other popular promotions like Happy Punch or Misfits. The pair recruited 18 well-known YouTubers who were interested in the idea of boxing for charity. Ian would begin boxing training because he was going to be the main fight for the event, going up against the YouTuber Dr. Mike.
He's lost every fight as I understand it.
Anisa would also train alongside Ian because she was supposed to fight the streamer Justa Minx as well, but she would end up dropping out after allegedly receiving a concussion during sparring. Anisa would be given the pseudo role of boxing
I thought she said she was receiving a concussion from talking, but never mind.
Promoter after this, and she would claim to be the person who checked in with all the fighters on the roster. Her job was essentially to make sure everyone was going to their training sessions and not pocketing the $20,000 checks they were given to cover the training cost. It should be no surprise that Anisa failed to do these check-ins, and there were multiple fighters that did just that.
We also found out that she had only sparred like 3 times before fighting.
That's horrible.
Which is not what we were wanting to happen.
Yeah.
Regardless of this fact, the first Creator Clash was held on May 14th, 2022, and luckily it was a tremendous success.
Yeah, like they actually did pretty good for the first one. Somehow their second one was an absolute disaster. I mean, not somehow, it's because they decided to spend all the money on galas to impress Hassan, essentially.
Idubbbz didn't win his fight against Dr. Mike, but the event managed to generate over $1.3 million for charity, so that's a win in my books. I wish I was going to be able to say the same thing about Creator Clash 2 and 3, but I'm getting ahead of myself. After the event, Anisa and Ian would spend time going on podcast and live streams to give their thoughts about how everything went. They joined the controversial live streamer Hassan Piker's broadcast, where they made excuses and coped about Ian's loss to Dr. Mike. Anisa claimed it wasn't a fair fight because Dr. Mike weighed more than Ian and that he had previous boxing experience.
You organized the event. She must have done this intentionally to see her husband get the shit kicked out of him. That's the only way this makes sense.
Ian would boldly say Dr. Mike was a bad opponent that didn't bring much to the event, and that he should have fought Hassan because he's more popular. The pair...
But, I mean, Hassan versus Dr. Mike or Hassan versus Ian? Because, like, they're totally mismatched in weight. Like, Ian's like a twink compared to him or something.
Would also discuss for the next Creator Clash, Ian will need to fight someone with more clout like Hassan. One thing that Anisa says on this stream that I think is important to note down for the future is when she tells Hassan how she hates other influencer boxing promotions because it's just rich people trying to make a profit off the back of creators.
I'm more extreme than Ian, where I'm like pretty anti-capitalist. I hate landlords. I hate the system that we're in. Like, I think the reason why I really like the charity boxing event is because
we love our landlords on this stream. Landlords are based. There's like a subreddit, I think, called We Love Landlords. It's actually pretty funny.
Because at least we can like find ways to give money to people who actually need it rather than like just being, I think what really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting their money to make money.
What the fuck did landlords do? So hating on landlords is very popular in the bread tubing space because they're hoarding all of the houses and providing nothing for society and just stealing money from people. Not despite the extreme risks they take, taking out mortgages and investing in their properties and, you know, just renovations and dealing with shitty tenants and everything. People like Ian and Anisa believe that landlords are just like, you just buy the house once and it's just a money trap for the rest of its entire existence. Now, this makes sense to them because they don't take any care of their house to the point that their house is so smelly they can't sell it. And they're going to take a loss on it, $1 million home in Portland. But like people that actually look after their houses and everything, obviously. Anyway,
to like have people that are struggling to like make ends meet and pay rent watch them do it, and then they'll go home and like have a lot of money and like whatever, it keeps going.
And the fighters are exploited too, like
Yes.
usually.
Remember that line for a controversy that will be presented later in this video. Anisa and Ian would sink all of their eggs into the Creator Clash basket after its initial success. This wasn't because they loved boxing or charity, but because they wanted to siphon clout and relevance off.
Kind of crazy how fresh and full of life Idubbbz looks when he's like this. Like that, like before he got this like weird like white trash look where he's got like the bizarre hairstyles and everything, and his soul's being sucked out of him by Anisa. He actually looked like he could have made it. He could have been a Chad if he'd just avoided this one hoe trap. But she got him. She got him. She got her dildo up his ass too soon, and it destroyed his career.
The current list of popular creators and streamers. And that's not some crazy Reddit conspiracy theory. Anisa and Ian previously went on the H3 podcast and claimed their main goal is to get people paid, and they wanted Creator Clash to be like VidCon, where influencers can come together and party for a couple days.
I think we always want to have, if we keep doing this type of event, and we kind of want it to be like a Super Bowl, like every year.
You want to do it again?
One, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that, and there could always be a charity aspect to it. You know, but I think the main goal is just to get the
charity aspect. What that means by that is that they spent all the money on parties and flying in like losers like Frogan on the company dollar. So because it's got to invite all of Hassan's friends. Jefferson C. says, Hassan's head is too small a target, unfair fight, true. It's kind of weird because I think I've seen Hassan practicing for boxing events, but he's never entertained the idea of going in the ring. It's like all for show.
people paid who are involved in making it happen rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
So your goal is to build an institution of sorts, this Creator Clash, where you can have people.
Fun.
There's a champion every year.
It's a party.
Interesting.
It's like a way more exciting VidCon, or like I want it to be like influencers can like care about this and fans can care about this, and like you can go watch it and have like a build up, like maybe parties before and like stuff like
because we've gone to
you know, the crazy thing is this is not actually a terrible idea. Like if they could have managed to make this work, potentially this was $1 million idea that they just like slipped through their fingers. They could take all of the attention away from VidCon, which is the Twitch sort of meetup event, and also combine it with like the YouTube meetups, and then you have a big fighting event too. Like this could have actually been insanely lucrative, but they fumbled it because Ian decided to put Anisa as the brains of the operation.
Like the last Jake Paul event, and it was crazy the amount of influencers that were there. Excited to see it. They weren't all my cup of tea.
Sure.
But it was exciting. Everyone wanted to be there. It was fun, and I think if we can harness some of that, but have it be even more exciting because all of our fighters are mystery fights. You don't know how it's going to go, and then you have this, charity element. It's just like a win all around.
This line of thinking would ultimately cause the downfall of their event. Anisa would continue to stream sporadically in between Creator Clash 1 and Creator Clash 2. It's around this time she would begin to start trying to assimilate into Twitch's left-wing political community. She started a podcast in 2023 with Caseytron and Denims, who would both identify as left-wing streamers. Denims arguably being one of the largest on Twitch. This podcast was called The Take, and it was honestly one of the most uninteresting things I've had to force myself to watch. In the first episode, the group explained that the podcast was created because they felt like there was a lack of female voices giving their opinions on what happens on Twitch. Within the first 5 minutes, these girls divulged that they have a private group chat together where Anisa sends paragraphs of text about her personal dramas.
Like in our group chat, I'll be like, this shit's
Year of the Snake continues, even though this was years ago. That is so funny, just outing her immediately.
fucking annoying me. And I don't know, it's just been like a nice release to not just feel like I'm being crazy all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad that we all agree that that's how we were going to use it, because I was like, okay, is this going to be like a work group chat? And then like you guys were both like, no, this isn't. I'm like, yes, okay, good.
I was so ready to unload. I feel bad because I send you guys like books on there. I'm just like fucking typing for like 10 minutes. I'll, like send like a fucking thesis.
But it's also interesting though. Like Anisa will just like tell me some, like I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that at all. Like,
You know what's also really funny is that they've got three booby streamers on chat, and Denims is the only one that's trying to make herself look appealing. If this is the first episode and you have no qualms about bringing out the tits because that's their entire career and your entire business model, and you show up like this, dressed up in like trash bags, what were they thinking? Well, people are going to love you for your brilliant takes, your intelligent, witty personality. No, just stop. Just stop. You had 6 assets on the stream and you couldn't make it work. J6 says, I joined just as the most cleavage was exposed and asked to choose which to blame, Ian or Anisa. Luckily, I know what lies behind that top. I have not seen the OF pictures, so there's vaginas in the chat. Oh yeah, we are in vagina's crisis. You're right. I didn't even notice that. I just see like a million posts saying Asmongold or something.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Anisa will just tell me like some real like,
Anisa then goes on a weird tangent about how she doesn't like her American neighbors because they're too friendly. She believes they're only friendly because they have an ulterior motive to eventually take advantage of her. And then she claims she's had a nightmare experience with her neighbors in all 3 of the homes she's lived in.
So every time she moves somewhere, her neighbors are raping her in her dreams, and then she's getting mad at them. That is so crazy. Is that why they had to move to Canada? Oh no. Oh no. You just know that she's constantly dreaming about Ian doing bad things, and then she's like taking them out of him in real life. This paranoid schizo confirmed it actually is.
Me and Ian have lived in 3 different houses over the past 7 years. Unfortunately, we had to move because we were doxxed out of one of them, but all 3, we had incredibly busybody neighbors that like wanted to talk to us and wanted to see what was up and wanted to like, kind of just get in our, you could tell it wasn't like, hey, I want to get to know you because, we're neighbors. It was like, I want to like get in a position where if I need something in the future or you're doing something that I disagree with, I can like get in your shit. You know what I mean? Whereas like where I'm from, neighbors don't talk to each other, right? You're just
Isn't Canada supposed to be friendly? When she says like, what do you mean? Like people don't talk to each other in Canada? I think she means from an apartment block. When I was a kid, people would talk to each other when we lived in a cul-de-sac. Like people desire that past to come back where you could know your neighbor and rely on your community. And she just wants everyone to be inside their own pod, eating the bugs, so that nobody has a landlord. Crazy.
kind of like, we're all existing and, if you need something, I'm here, but like, we don't need to like get into it. But we've had nightmare experiences in all 3 houses that we've had with neighbors that just care a little bit too much.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't understand the busybody neighbor meme until I moved to the US.
This reminds me of the popular saying.
Do you think it's because her house was smelly and she's cooking like these ungodly curry mixtures or something, and like they're like wafting in, they're like, hey neighbor, do you think you could close the window while you're cooking? And she's like, oh my god, these busybodies, they're trying to grape me.
If you find everyone around you is an asshole, you just might be the asshole. Anisa, if everywhere you go you have bad neighbors, you just might be the bad neighbor. After this, the group would discuss streamer-related topics like Aiden Ross saying inflammatory things because it's an easy way to grow an audience. This is ironic coming from these girls who essentially became popular for doing a very similar thing. The girls planned on making this podcast a regular occurrence, but only 2 episodes would ever be released, so that should show you how much of a disaster this was. Around the same time that this
I bet it's because Anisa destroyed the entire thing with her insane requests. But the girls just decided to snake each other just from the start. You didn't even get to see cleavage in that once. Unbelievable.
failed podcast was created, Anisa and Ian would announce Creator Clash 2. Following the success of Creator Clash 1, Anisa and Ian pushed forward with their dream of hosting their own version of VidCon. They massively scaled up from the first event with things like a larger production, more fighters, and a bigger venue. The Jomhas also thought it would be a genius idea to rent out an entire hotel for the creators they invited, costing over $150,000. They also flew in streamers like Hassan Piker, Denims, Frogan, and many more just to...
Why would you fly in Frogan? Like, I can understand Hassan, Denims, sure. Why would you fly in Frogan? She can't even get over 100 viewers on her own stream. Holy crap.
quote-unquote promote the event, which none of them really did.
Yeah, this is the main reason that Creator Clash 2 actually failed entirely, is because they didn't ask people to post promos, they didn't ask people to put training videos up, they didn't tell the people to retweet events, they didn't tell the people to buy things. Nobody promoted this except for, ironically, H3H3, who was cut out and thrown to the wolves.
Paid for the company Getty Images to come to the event and take pictures of everyone attending. They even threw 4 separate influencer parties leading up to and after the boxing matches, and there was a red carpet gala event where Anisa got to hand out fake awards to the fighters. She even got to humiliate her husband on a live broadcast.
He was in the shower, like coughing in the morning, and I filmed it because I thought we were going to do a documentary, so I filmed him coughing in the shower. All night he was coughing. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so bad. He also had fractured shins, but you can fight on fractured shins, but you couldn't be as bouncy. But we found out.
People are going to be saying excuses,
I know.
for the fight from a year ago.
Let me just add, he still would have lost to Dr. Mike even if he could breathe and didn't have fractured shins.
She's such a bitch. It's actually unreal, bros, how much I hate this woman. It is so unreal. He was crying and coughing in the shower, and I recorded him instead of helping him. He had broken shins, but he still would have lost us shin splits or whatever. Oh my goodness, she's such a succubus. evil creature. I don't know, like, how is this possible? Just when I thought my expectations couldn't get any lower, that she finds a new way.
No, that's valid.
Because of all of this, Creator Clash 2 failed to generate a single penny for charity. The event actually ended up losing over $250,000, which directly came out of Anisa and Ian's pockets. Their ridiculous overspending on unnecessary things was the downfall of this event. The charity for children's cancer research didn't receive $1, but at least Anisa got...
So they literally are responsible for why children still have cancer. If Creator Clash 2 was successful, they would have raised just enough money to actually cure cancer. And it's all Ian and Anisa's fault. I just want you to remember that, chat.
To rub shoulders with influencers while a comedian who was paid $20,000 told his bad jokes at her after party. There was also a massive drama between Anisa and one of the fighters before the event happened. This caused Creator Clash to receive a massive wave of negative publicity that contributed to its failure. One of the original fighters on the Creator Clash 2 card was Froggy Fresh.
Yeah.
Froggy is a legacy YouTuber that is beloved by many and was easily one of the most anticipated fights on the lineup. He was also one of the biggest promoters of Creator Clash, going on different podcasts to promote the event and build hype around his fight. Unfortunately, one of the ways Froggy tried to promote his fight would end up costing him his spot on the card just 3 weeks before the event was scheduled. Froggy would go on Twitter and jokingly claim that if he lost his fight to Chris Raygun, he would be so ashamed of himself that he would subscribe to Anisa's OnlyFans.
There seems to be substantial evidence that Chris Raygun is now on Adderall. Well, young man, amphetamines couldn't save Hitler, and they can't save you either. On April 15th, if I don't hurt you beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anisa's OnlyFans.
This greatly upset Anisa and just...
Like, drama and conflict is actually perfect for fighting events. You want people to have these, like, blood grudges and stuff. Like, that's what fuels up the rage, the energy, the battle. That's what makes it entertaining to have like, you don't want to see two friends fighting. That's boring. Nobody gives a shit about that. You want to see people that hate each other fighting. This is such an insane move that they made.
2 days after Froggy would post this, the Creator Clash Twitter would announce that he has been removed from the card. This announcement didn't give any explanation on why Froggy was removed, and they even disabled the comments on the post in an attempt to mitigate the onslaught of criticism they know they were going to receive.
I thought there was more details to this. Wasn't he also training with Sam Hyde? I thought that's why. Or did that come later?
This removal would cause a massive uproar amongst the fans who were all anticipating seeing Froggy fight. Even larger creators like Moist Critical, Some Ordinary Gamers, and Gideon voiced their disappointment with this decision. They even offered hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of charity donations if Froggy got put back on the card. All of this fell on deaf ears though, as the Jomha's unexplained decision to remove Froggy was final. Anisa and
That's so funny because that's the exact money that they had to get out of pocket, $200,000.
Ian would come out over a year later on their podcast and claim that Froggy wasn't removed for this OnlyFans joke, but because he was bad-mouthing the event and OnlyFans creators. This wasn't even remotely true, as Froggy wouldn't begin to trash talk Anisa and Ian or Creator Clash until after he was removed and was rightfully frustrated. Another reason...
Wait, isn't that guy... That's Brandon Buckingham, right? So I don't know too much about him, but I think he's like in hospital and he's having like severe organ failure right now for some reason. And like... Not only that, but people that think that he's like faking. Somebody made the claim that he was faking his medical GoFundMe, which is not true. Like he's actually going through this, and he's actually provided medical documentation to prove it, which is just like a wild thing. Because he's like a young guy, seemed pretty healthy, but yeah, like Brandon Buckingham. He's like, I think that's him. He's got like he's like liver, kidneys. It's all shutting down or something for some reason. Don't know why. He woke up deaf. Holy shit, that's like a nightmare.
Trash talk Anisa and Ian or Creator Clash until after he was removed and was rightfully frustrated. Another reason people speculated Froggy was removed from the card was because he received his boxing training from the controversial creator Sam Hyde. Sam is someone Idubbbz tried to make a documentary on back in 2021. This documentary would blow up in Ian's face tremendously, as Sam rightfully suspected it to be a gotcha-style hit piece and effectively trolled Ian throughout the whole filming process. Ever since this happened, Idubbbz has hated Sam. Again, I covered this entire feud between these two in much greater detail inside my Idubbbz documentary that will be re-releasing soon. For the sake of brevity, just know that because of this situation, Anisa hates Sam, and the feeling is probably mutual in return. She would go on her streams and compare Sam to the scorpion from the old fable, The Scorpion and the Frog.
That sounds like projection through confession, right?
Ian, we talked about like the possibility of like maybe one day going back and trying to film like something again, like trying to like maybe now Sam would be more open to it. But to be honest, I have a very strong feeling in my head. It's like that. My dad always used to talk about The Scorpion and the Frog. I don't know if you guys like have ever heard that story, the
No, nobody's ever heard this story before. Please tell us.
scorpion and the frog, where the frog, he's like, he knows not to trust the scorpion. Scorpion, like, they wants to kill the frog, wants to kill and eat the frog. But there's one day the scorpion is stranded on an island, and he needs to get off the island because obviously he's fucked, he can't swim. So he asks the frog to help him, and the
This is
frog,
such a bad retelling
thinking
of this story.
okay, like, you know, you need help. If we get into the water, you know, you sting me, we both die. I can help you. I know that you're not gonna like hurt me on the way back. And the scorpion ends up stinging him, and they both drown. And he's like, "Why'd you do that?" And the scorpion's like, "I'm a scorpion. It's in my nature." And my dad's always like, "See, some people, it's just in their nature to do things like this, and it's just who they are." Anyways, you gotta learn from the scorpion and the frog.
This is ironic, seeing
There's so many levels of irony to this. It's just perfect. I want to add some commentary to it, but you just need to look at her while she's telling the story of the scorpion and the frog, and you just know. If only Ian's dad had told him that story.
the fact that Ian would have actually been the scorpion in this story, seeing he tried to trick Sam with his documentary. Sam would see Anisa's comments about him and responded on a stream of his own.
With the 15 says, Sam, get Jetta raised for the consistently pleasant streams. Also, in Anisa's own words, Sam, you are a scorpion, and Ian is a frog. Some kind of Muslim story fable, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I think it's the opposite, my fellow.
He's the scorpion?
He's a fucking snake.
Oh, there we go. And what are you?
What do you think about that? I think he's a fucking snake.
There's a certain...
You know, speaking of snakes, because they might bring up like that Sam Hyde is like a mongoose or something. Do you know that mongoose are actually worse at fighting snakes than cats? Cats are like the best snake killers in the animal kingdom. True. Look it up. Mongoose actually not that good at fighting cobras, but snakes pretty good. I mean, but cats are pretty good. Cats are just fantastic because their reaction time is much faster than a snake's striking speed.
I think he's he might be too foolish to be evil.
He's got an ego.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's a fucking like mastermind. And he definitely viewed me as a tool, like a documentary subject, stepping stone, guy that he could eviscerate with his big brain in order to make 4chan stop calling him a cuck, etc.
That was the plan.
That was his plan. So fuck that guy. And I'm not a scorpion either. If he, even Hassan Piker or Idubbbz, like the people I call out as a joke, like I'm willing to like horse trade with people.
Yeah.
If Ian ever hit me up and was like, hey man, can you leave me alone? I'd stop talking about him. Whatever. I don't care that much. But yes, Scorpion, because I flipped it on him when he came out here to make me look like an ass. I don't think so, Anissa, bitch, ho. Try again, sweetie.
Anissa or Anissa?
It doesn't matter. Even your own family hates you, bitch. Anissa's family hits me up. Her family. I've been hit up by her family members talking shit about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That might sound like a crazy story, but it's actually not as crazy as it sounds. Because some of the people that I shit on, their family members have contacted me as well, which is totally bizarre, and I tell them not to talk to me because it's like, no, this is just too awkward. But you might think like, oh, why would they? But people do it. Like sometimes if you hate the family member enough, they will actually reach out to your detractors and things like that, which is pretty funny in my opinion.
Even your own family hates you, bitch. What does that say about you and how fucked up you are? They said that you used your Alzheimer's father as a dramatic prop. That's what Creator Clash 1 was for. It was for Alzheimer's or something like that. Yeah. And Anissa was up there like, oh, I'm just so happy we could raise all this money for Alzheimer's. One of your own fucking family members hit me up and said you don't care that much about your father, and that your father, you have like a strained relationship or something, and that you don't care about Alzheimer's. So fuck you, bitch, hoe, slut.
After the massive failure that was Creator Clash 2, Idubbbz would do a 24-hour live stream.
Got like a big like chest pimple on the middle of his eagle there. That's like not. It's drawing the eye, you know, like leading lines. You naturally look at the V where it focuses here and he's got a big pimple there. It's like maybe not the right day to go shirtless.
For charity to try and make up for not donating a dime through his event. On this stream, Anisa took the opportunity to humiliate Ian by letting his audience know that he has IBS and constantly shits himself.
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always...
Oh, it's such a good clip. The way he says no is just perfect. He's just defeated. It's the whimpering no that he says every time Anisa brings out the bad dragon and says bend over. It's the same no that he says.
Always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well.
A few
It's
months
because
after the
she's
stream,
cooking for him. That's why he's got IBS.
Anisa and Ian would create a podcast called She Ruined My Career. The name is supposed to be satirical, but it's unironically true. Ian has pretty much become an internet laughingstock ever since the announcement of Anisa's OnlyFans years prior. The Jomhas use their new podcast mostly as an emotional dumping ground where they vent to each other like they're in therapy. They even brought on a psychologist one episode to talk to him about their feelings and the hate they receive online, which is just so pathetic.
I can't imagine what the two of you went through. And
Yeah.
I feel really bad for what you are going to continually. So how do you read
The psychologist is like, the suffering will continue.
every comment? That was my original question.
So the thing is, and what makes me kind of sad about all of this is like, I wanted to get him to share more. Like as our relationship went on, I share a lot. He's wanted me to share less. I've wanted him to share more. We've started to meet in the middle.
No, what he wanted is he wanted you to share less of his personal details online. That's probably what he asked for. He's like, stop sharing my personal defects to the internet while I'm streaming.
But as he shared more, he gets punished online for it.
Do you read all the comments though?
He does and is fine. I won't say fine, but way better than me.
Yeah.
I'm the problem.
I think I mean, I would describe it kind of, she's described it a little bit like body dysmorphia, where it's like if you're looking at yourself in the mirror for a little too long, you can get a little bit really down on yourself. You know,
I mean, if Anisa looks in the mirror for too long, then she definitely gets down on herself.
read one negative comment, you're like, all right, let's find another one.
Yeah.
And you keep going.
Yeah.
It's weird. It definitely hurts, and I can get caught in that.
I don't really know why they created this podcast. It certainly isn't paying the bills, which is something they might find themselves struggling to do soon.
I can answer this question. They created this podcast literally to line the pockets of Andy and PPP and give them more steak and lobster dinners. That's the only purpose that this serves. They could just, if they actually want to get back at the casino, all they need to do is stop podcasting and stop being on the internet. That'll hurt them more than anything else they can say.
As they claimed on the H3 podcast, they haven't made any money in the last 2 years.
So, yeah, you mentioned you got to start earning money again. Are you guys not earning anything right now?
No.
No.
Oh boy.
We have not.
I love it how Idubbbz just looks like a domestic violence victim. I mean, I guess this is just off of like their Creator Clash training or something. Maybe he just walked into a couple of door frames by mistake, chat.
Not earned money for the past 2 years, which makes taxes very easy.
That's good.
Nice.
We love that. Easy taxes. I like looking at the bright side of things.
By 2024, Anisa was desperate enough to try and start streaming again. This wouldn't last very long, with her only doing a handful of live streams before disappearing from Twitch once again. One of the last streams she did showcased an explosive meltdown triggered by the YouTuber Boblax.
I would also still let me speak.
Boblax
Imagine being blown out by blowblacks. Crazy.
made a video after Creator Clash 2 failed to raise any money for charity, speculating on how much money the event really made and questioning where it all went. His theory was that fighters were paid more money than what was initially stated, and
very cheeky that he made this a fundraiser event. That's actually very cheeky indeed.
That Anisa and Ian took a paycheck for themselves as well, instead of donating their profits to charity like the year prior. Now, his assumption wasn't correct, as he failed to factor in all of the egregious overspending on things like parties that I mentioned earlier, but his video allegedly caused a lawyer to investigate the Jomhas' financials surrounding Creator Clash 2, as they thought the Jomhas potentially pocketed the profits and defrauded charity. Anisa, for whatever reason, would decide to bring this fact up on her stream, leading to this insane meltdown where she claims commentary YouTubers have never worked real jobs in their lives.
Just what is this thing she's got in the back here? It's like a cracker packet, and it says, "Sorry, the internet sucks," but it looks like candy or something. Like, what is this? It's like wrapped in foil.
The lawyer used the YouTube video to say that this was proof that we were pocketing money. So the point that I was making with that clip that got taken out of context again, or like he just didn't understand what I was saying, is that we were in a shakedown lawsuit, and part of the reason why they thought that they could bark up our tree was because commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job, let alone put on a whole event, okay? You have no clue. You don't even know what it's like to clock in and have someone breathe down your neck. So don't tell me how much it costs. $100,000 does not even cost 1/4 of the broadcasting fees. So, like, I don't know what crack these, like, commentary YouTubers are on, but I want some.
It's cocaine, not crack.
No, I know. This is going on. I love how I didn't wear makeup today. I look
disgusting as shit.
She looks like Elliot Page. Right?
But this will go on every and I don't care. I'm at the point. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Because even when we don't say something.
You have to love it when people say they don't care. And talk about how much they don't care. When they're clearly having a crash out. You love every laugh, right?
Even when we don't say something, they think we're saying something. Do you know what I mean? Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, they're gonna assume shit. So I'm so over it. Like, and I'm over them crying. They cry like they're the victims. Bro, you like made a video like with all these weird out of pocket assumptions. Like,
she's the one that's out of pocket because she's broke.
Just so out of pocket. I don't know. I know a lot of them have never worked a real job. I know that for a fact. And if you have, you worked there for a week and you cried and you quit.
As she cries.
The OnlyFans model talking about people not knowing how to work real jobs is amazing cope. Anisa would continue this spurg out by claiming she has confronted commentary YouTubers in the past and made them cry.
But you fuckers that are looking at
I mean, is she talking about Idubbbz? Because I believe that. I mean, Idubbbz was in the commentary community. So, yeah, I think this ranks as true. But unfortunately, it's while he was crying, while he was being rammed or reamed up behind by Anisa.
This right now. I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry. How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you fuckers in real life, and you have cried. You cried and apologized to me, and you even said that I made you feel like a bitch. And I'm glad that I did, to be honest. More people should do that to you.
This claim isn't even remotely true. She is referencing the time she approached the YouTube comedian, Rusty Cage, at an after party for Creator Clash 2. Rusty tweeted a picture of someone in the crowd holding a sign that said, "Froggy did nothing wrong." This, of course, upset Anisa so much she felt the need to confront him about it after Creator Clash had finished.
I paid money, I'm on the floor seats, and I see like some shenanigans going down. I take a photo of it, it's just people holding up a sign. It said, "Froggy did nothing wrong." Like,
seemingly innocuous. True. I mean, just accurate.
Yeah, right. I go to this like after event and Anisa comes up to me. She comes up and says, "That tweet was really not cool," and I just apologize. I felt kind of like a bitch. I was like, why the fuck did I apologize? What am I apologizing?
Yeah, like Brandon probably needs your help, honestly, so keep him in your prayers.
Apologizing for? I don't even know this person. That's really not cool. Honestly, Anisa, it was very cool.
Anisa's unhinged rant wasn't over yet. She would go on to talk about how Idubbbz needs to keep her on a leash because she can't control herself online.
Ian keeps me.
What's that line? Is it from 40-Year-Old Virgin? What a crazy concept that movie was. Where it's like, you gotta keep your bitch on a leash. Like, that's such a legendary line in that movie. Oh my god, I wonder if I should load that up as a clip.
This is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay with that because I need to be on a leash.
Indeed.
I need to be on a leash, a tight leash, to be honest, because I am unhinged. I will just say shit.
These clips would go viral.
It's actually like the tarred wife meme, but unfortunately Ian's the one that's got the leash around his neck.
Amongst the commentary community. On one of Anisa's follow-up streams, she would attempt to retcon this meltdown by claiming she did it on purpose to get clipped and talked about. Anisa's pseudo-intellectualism strikes again.
You know, it's interesting because when I did the rant that like got clipped and shared by like a bunch of people, I did that intentionally to be like ranty and interesting and eye-catching and like I did it with the intention of like getting it shared. And it's interesting how
I mean, if that was true, she would have done her makeup though.
How predictable that is, I guess. And it's cool. It makes you feel like, okay, like this is more predictable than like you would imagine that it is.
This is obviously not true. Anisa having a conniption over Boblax's video wasn't some 200 IQ move to gain attention online. She just has poor impulse control and can't help herself from crashing out over the hate she receives. Anisa and Ian would begin to discuss Creator Clash 3 from time to time on their podcast. That's right, after Creator Clash 2 failed miserably to raise any money for charity and cost the Jomhas over $250,000, these two geniuses thought it would be a great idea to do it again with nearly an identical formula. There wouldn't be an official announcement about this until the following year though. Anisa would spend the rest of 2024 ranting about ridiculous things on her podcast with Ian that struggles to break 5,000 views on most episodes. And this would continue on into 2025. It wouldn't be until the end of January where Anisa and Ian would both post announcements on their Instagram stories promoting Creator Clash once again. After miserably failing to be a boxing promoter for Creator Clash 2, surely Anisa would have learned from her mistakes and the third event couldn't be any worse than the last, right?
Funny thing about this for me is that Anisa put on her bio, like, I'm a boxer, married to a boxer, as if they weren't just cosplaying as boxers. Like, she actually took pride in the idea that she was a boxing promoter, and then she changed it. Originally she was a boxer, then she got the concussion, then she's like a boxing promoter married to a boxer. And now I believe it just says like she's a YouTuber married to a YouTuber, which again is still a bit of a stretch.
Right? Idubbbz would drop a video officially announcing Creator Clash 3 on February 7th, 2025. I don't know how he or Anisa could possibly think doing this again was going to be a good idea after Creator Clash 2 promised 14 different charities donations and failed to raise a single penny. I think the main reason the Jomhas chose to attempt this event again was because they decided to remove the charity element and made it 100% for profit. The pair will still call this a charity event though, but that isn't true at all. They will even use its false for charity aspect as a shield for criticism in the near future. Creator Clash 1 and 2 followed an identical donation model where all net profits from ticket sales and pay-per-view buys would directly be donated to charity in its entirety. Creator Clash 3 did not follow this model and dropped that previous element entirely. The ticket sales and pay-per-view buys generated from the event did not guarantee any money for charity now.
I mean, when it says influencers will pay, they talk about themselves because they have to foot the bill for all of this shit.
This was not explicitly mentioned by Ian or Anisa, and you could really only find this information out by combing through their terms of service on the Creator Clash website. The only way Creator Clash 3 attempts to raise money for charity this time is by attaching an external link to a GoFundMe style page asking for donations for one specific charity now. Calling Creator Clash 3 a charity event is like calling McDonald's a charity restaurant because they have a donation box at the register for Ronald McDonald's charity. I just wanted to make that very clear because the Jomhas will go on to make fraudulent claims about this still being a charity event. In March, Anisa and Ian would begin to sour their relationship with Ian and Hila from the H3 podcast. These four have supposedly been friends for almost a decade, with Anisa and Ian being semi-regular guests on the H3 podcast. Ethan and Hila have stood by, defended, and promoted the Jomhas throughout all of their dramas they found themselves in over the last few years. They were also one of the largest supporters and promoters of Creator Clash 1 and 2, so the animosity building between the group came as a surprise to most. What caused the initial rift between the friends was the fact that Anisa was seemingly good friends with a former editor of Ian's who would regularly hate on Ethan and Hila online. The editor, Froggy Tonic, could be found on Twitter calling Hila a cunt, accusing Ethan of killing his dog, and
another scorpion frog situation. Can't keep happening. These frogs are everywhere.
Suggesting that the pair don't properly take care of their kids. These sentiments are echoed throughout a snark community that has been built around hating Ethan Klein for the past few years. Anisa is also seemingly good friends with Denims, who uncritically reacted to false claims about Ethan's children that eventually led to unjust calls to Child Protective Services against him. Ethan would see Anisa regularly interacting with Froggy Tonic and Denims online, and eventually
Bad Empanada, it's kind of crazy just how of a piece of shit this guy is. I think he's currently like fleeing to various different countries to avoid Ethan's private investigators. But he had to leave from like Latin America to like Ecuador or something.
Actually asked the Jomhas to publicly defend him, which they refused to do. Anisa and Ian would even go on their podcast and state they're not interested in getting involved in any of the drama surrounding Ethan.
Ethan's upset with I think some of our connections, and we've tried to reach out to Ethan to talk privately. Basically, it just seems like we're at a bit of an impasse. So we want to stay out of the drama as much as possible. We don't want to pile on and add to anything. So this is our lukewarm addressing of it. It's we're always open to talk privately, especially, and yeah, we'll. The door's always open.
Yeah, the door's always open. I want to really drive it home. We don't condone harassment of any kind.
Condone harassment of any kind.
Of any kind. Okay, period. Which is why we have not stuck our foot in any of this because it is not productive. I don't think it's helpful.
Why would you wear Crocs inside? Like, I can understand wearing slippers inside, like your feet get cold or whatever. But why would you wear plastic Crocs with no socks inside? That's a weird choice. In this long line of weird choices.
And these are real people who have real feelings.
This would lead to Ethan denouncing his friendship with Anisa and Ian live on his podcast during the first week of March.
So yeah, he's accused me of leaving pills on the floor. And yeah, so I'm feeling at a point to defend myself against... Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right.
If this was Maddie, the clip would play. You know the one I'm talking about, chat.
Up on Anisa's and Idubbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered for saying one goddamn fucking thing in our defense. Actually.
You know what doesn't have a spine? Scorpions. Because they have exoskeletons rather than internal skeletal structure.
Hila's not a baby killer. Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far, because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group that anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
It's so unfortunate that like Ethan has this Tourette's or whatever, because he does look crazy. Like, if I was just like an impartial observer watching him, I would think he was a schizo having some sort of panic attack. But he's actually like, what he's saying is right. It's just he looks really bad when he says it. It is awful unfortunate. He might unironically be better if he was on radio or something.
Like, dude, you
see what I mean?
I probably done and stood by Idubbbz and Anisa more than anybody.
Like,
I've stood by them.
It's just very unfortunate, because people do. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, but it does. People absolutely judge you by your appearance and your mannerisms and the things you say and how you say it. And Ethan just always comes off as very, very like sketchy and very guilty and very like schizo, but he's actually on the right side of this, which is, it is what it is.
When all the internet
he has
them, because I
Tourette's.
love those guys, I vouch for their character, and I stood by them 100%. And
Yeah,
listen,
stress makes it worse too.
I'm not saying that they're not the good, nice, fine people that I thought they were, but I'll say this: I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine. That's what I'll say
I
at
don't know
this
if he's done crack. He's definitely done a lot of Ozempic, so he's got like a weird like Ozempic face too.
And certainly, I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man. That's not what I need.
Days later, Hila Klein would also have a message for Anisa.
Well, to circle back to what I was saying,
Yeah.
Anisa is a perfect example. She could tell those people, you know what, that's too far. You should not say that. That's not okay. I've been to their house. Their house is clean. They treat their kids nice. I've seen them with their kids. She could say so much. And it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
But
saying
that would be
which
commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is clean, they're, they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
It does.
Like that's in my opinion, doing something that's
Yes, it
difficult
does.
and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
This drama would explode weeks later when Idubbbz released his newest video titled Content Cop
camera just went
H3
out.
on April 16th. This was quite possibly the worst video Ian has ever made. By no means is Ethan Klein an infallible person. There's plenty of things you can criticize him for, but the way Ian went about it in his video was just horrendous. Content Cop H3 was just Ian concerned trolling Ethan for—
All right, chat. I'm gonna replace the camera real quick. So you have a quick 30-second break. What we got to play? I'll play a quick tax-free for you. Maybe it'll play. I don't know, because I'm muting my audio.
Did you hear me? It is tax-free. My Zannies, my hookers, my super chats too. Hit that button, cause every single super chat I got it tax-free. Tax-free. Take out your pill bottles, shake your pills, shake your pills, because it's gonna be tax-free. Tax-free, tax-free. Tell your wiggers that we got it. Tax-free in my little tin shack. Cats flying in tornadoes. Gun flopping up and down. Let's get the guns out. Gun, gun, gun.
All right, that's all you get. All right, maybe my camera didn't run out of battery power. Maybe it's just like the overheating. I'll turn on the air conditioner for a bit. So I have a little bit of battery power. I don't know. It's just I need to switch out my regular camera for the actual proper web camera. All right, we continue now. You get the rest of the tax-free, maybe, later in the stream. Oh, it's muted, isn't it? Let's go back a bit.
Defend H3. One of the agitating old talking
There
points
you go.
from some of the people that hate Ethan the most. He starts the video off by downplaying his relationship with Ethan and immediately defends Hassan. Ian then begins to explain some of the reasons he won't defend H3. One of the main reasons Ian claims he won't defend Ethan and Hila, who are both Jewish, was because Anisa was
His
half
battery's
Irish
too
and
heavy.
half Lebanese. He basically states that Anisa is well aware of the oppression her people faced from Israel, so of course they won't come to their defense.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anisa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar,
No, she's 8% Lebanese.
familiar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of
The generational trauma. She can feel it in her ancestors. The potatoes cry out in her soul.
oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anisa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
This is just a delusional lie. Remember those Discord leaks? Anisa stated herself she is 8% Arab. That's not even close to 50%. At one point inside this content cop, Ian starts crying while visiting the same psychologist he had on his podcast with Anisa. He cried.
Don't cry on camera, ever. That's good advice. Holy shit. This guy, look, this guy even thinks he's pathetic. This guy's a psychologist and he's just saying like, oh my goodness, I can't even fix this guy.
Cries about his relationship and the harassment he and Anisa face online while projecting about Ethan and Hila.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Hila. Like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be.
Ethan, I mean, Idubbbz recorded this and he thought it was a good idea to include this. He chose to include this, by the way. This is on the content comp he made about H3. It was his creative decision to include himself crying.
A couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
This is definitely a very, very brief description of Idubbbz's video to try and avoid going on a 30-minute tangent that doesn't necessarily involve Anisa. Again, a much greater breakdown of this situation will be found in my Idubbbz video. While Anisa didn't show up in this content cop video, I definitely believe she played a role in its creation behind the scenes. This wouldn't be the first time she helped Idubbbz with one of his videos, as she's taken credit for some of his previous works like the Tana content cop.
I also take ownership for the Tana. The Tana thing was my.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Was my idea. Was my stupid idea.
Yeah.
I was the one that
suggested like we can go to the place. It's just in San Francisco. I'm like, it is just in San Francisco.
Yeah, that drive and everything. And now I think back to it, I'm like, I can't believe we literally harassed an 18-year-old child at her show.
18-year-old child? What?
So it kind of.
That's a. I guess when you put it that way,
yeah. She was just 18. You sick fucks.
It's probably like my most embarrassing. Like it is. It's fucking embarrassing.
Releasing this content cop on H3 completely back.
Oh my goodness, these are so bad. These tattoos are so bad. Oh my goodness, I hate these so much. Each one of these probably costs like $10,000 too. Such a scam.
Fired on Anisa and Ian in more ways than one.
What does it even say on it? Can somebody read? Can somebody read trash tattoos?
Releasing this content cop on H3.
What does this say? Bone? Wine? This one says wine, right? Wait, what? I can't read this shit. Somebody has to know what this means. Love wins? Love wins? Really? I thought it said bone wine. It says love wine. Love wine. What is it? I choose to believe it's love wine.
Completely backfired on Anisa and Ian in more ways than one. Ethan would respond to the video live on the H3 podcast, completely dismantling the criticisms Ian tried to lob his way. And to add insult to injury, a majority of the internet would ultimately take Ethan's side in this drama. Anisa and Ian's boxing event would also begin to suffer because of this content cop video. A handful of fighters on the card were no longer interested in participating in Creator Clash 3 after this video was released. Starting with Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime, who was one of the fighters for the main event of the evening. Not only was Harley one of the most important fighters on the card, he was also one of Creator Clash's biggest promoters and defenders, so him walking away speaks volumes to Anisa and Ian's actions. The next
Epic Mealtime fell off so hard it's insane. Now I don't know what this guy does except complain and not appear at boxing events. It used to be like the biggest YouTube. I'm pretty sure it used to be like the #1 YouTube channel.
next fighter that dropped out almost immediately after the content cop video was Lena Ayad. She literally works for Ethan, so it's not even surprising that she chose not to fight anymore.
This was a tough situation for everybody, and it wasn't something that any of us took lightly. Least of all,
I don't think it was. I know I remember watching a video about the downfall of Epic Mealtime. Because people there's ways to make food content and make it epic. Maybe they couldn't be doing bacon strips forever, or maybe they'd die of heart disease or something, but I think they all fell apart. Like the group got really angry and they started hiring new people, and the dynamic, the bros just like weren't the same anymore.
AB and Lena specifically. It is with great regret that we announced that Lena will not be participating in Creator Clash either.
Yes. First off, I apologize to any of the fans who were going to see Lena. It's been a lot, and Lena's just sort of been thrown in the middle. She was kind of put in a really shitty situation, and boxing is a very serious thing, and you need your full concentration. And it was getting to a point that she was just caught in the middle of stuff, and I was afraid, and she was distracted at practice, and there's a lot to it. And yeah.
Things were not looking good for Anisa and Ian's events. Ian would release a follow-up video to the content cop titled Content Deputy, where he attempted to respond to some of the criticisms he had been receiving. In this video, he reveals that he and Anisa have decided to step away from Creator Clash entirely and handed over the responsibilities to the company that helps organize the event. He insanely blames the reason behind their decision to step away was because Ethan was quote-unquote attacking his charity event because of the content cop video. Ian would also make the insane claim that he believes the internet was going to blame H3 for ruining Creator Clash.
I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anisa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that, because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anisa and I, he started attacking our charity event. He's highlighting this post that equates Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull. He's saying the event...
I mean, he wasn't wrong, though.
...is going to be worse than TanaCon. Can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event. Don't worry, Hila. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it. Now, with this recent revelation that people are just going to use Creator Clash to attack Anisa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business.
This isn't an editing choice by the this Nick Nobody guy. This is Ian thought this was an actual fire to put in the little dog Facebook sticker. He thought this was really funny.
Partners who ran the previous two events. They're very capable. They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis. The event is still happening. Anisa and I just don't have any financial ties. We don't have any ownership. We are, I think just going to be known as the founders of the event.
This is like kicking a beehive and being surprised when a swarm comes out to sting you. Who would have thought Anisa's fake credentials as a boxing promoter would have never helped Creator Clash 3? The event would continue to crumble with two more fighters, Freddie Wong and LA Beast, quitting following Idubbbz' second video on H3. Not that Anisa and Ian really care, as they've effectively tried to wash away their hands of responsibility after walking away from Creator Clash.
I don't believe that Anisa's washed her hands ever, so that's just fake. I've seen her dirty mitts.
Two event organizers would drop a bombshell on the Jomhas, though, on May 29th when they posted a transparency report on the Creator Clash website. In the section titled, Do Fighters Get Paid?, they exposed the fact that Anisa and Ian planned on taking a 34% share of the profits generated from Creator Clash 3. They actually planned on taking a majority share of the revenue for doing nothing. The Jomhas weren't fighting on the card, and they didn't check on the other fighters either, which was ultimately their only job for Creator Clash 3 when they were a part of it. They literally wanted to do nothing and receive a massive paycheck. Remember what Anisa said on Hassan's...
I mean, that's like tantamount to fraud. I mean, it is fraud. Like, they could actually face some proper punishment for that. Now, of course they never will. Maybe that's why they fled to Canada. Some people have said that is one of the reasons that they're doing this.
I think what really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting their money to make money to like have people that are struggling to like make ends meet and pay rent watch them do it, and then they'll go home and like have a lot of money and like whatever, it keeps going.
And the fighters are exploited too, like usually.
How ironic, seeing that's exactly what the Jomhas planned on doing for Creator Clash 3. The 34% cut revelation was incredibly gross, seeing the fact that Anisa and Ian have been calling Creator Clash a charity event, and they used the fake charity aspect as a shield for criticism since the release of Content Cop H3.
I mean, like, all the profit was going to children, though, because their children, I mean, everyone is somebody's child, right? So all the profits are made for children, by children, it goes to them.
For Anisa and Ian wouldn't stop coming either. Less than a week after they were exposed for trying to take a 34% cut of Creator Clash 3's profits, their former boxing coach Michael Briggs and his wife Kate would go on the H3 podcast to expose even more information about them. Michael revealed things like Anisa having a crush on one of Ian's sparring partners and enjoying watching Ian get beaten up by him in training.
Also that he stinks, he's smelly, and if you've forgotten, this woman, she was a survivor of being a childhood bride. I believe she was married when she was 12, and she was forced to have a child with somebody. And the one time they asked for Ian and Anisa to help them out, they asked them to support a bill that would abolish child marriage in Washington. They left them on red. So from this we can understand that the Jomhas support cancer, children getting cancer, and also children being married. It really is crazy how much psycho pair they are.
She definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then, yeah, even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it. And then,
yeah, I want to say that, like, yeah, I want to say that before. So Anisa never gave shout outs to Michael training Ian at all, but she put out the first video of Ian like getting hit, rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush. Yeah.
They would even post a video showcasing Anisa watching Ian spar Gabe and immediately walking away.
What an evil bitch. Like, she just smiles every time Ian takes a hit.
Once Ian starts sparring someone else.
Hey, watch out for a straight left or hook. Yeah.
Look at her. Oh my god, she's so evil, chat. Oh my goodness, she's so like, just look at her.
It's like shooting a big
just
Godzilla
gay.
and the Godzilla doing nothing. Just knowing
Like, it doesn't even look. Dude,
Wait, is this like a casino reference? Wait, what is this?
Just knowing
it doesn't even look.
He's gassed. He has no cardio.
Dude, expect that, right? I want to have attrition. Right? Like, quick second. One more round game. You're doing good.
Another thing Michael would tell.
All right, that was a. You can tell that this was added by the actual editor of this video, unlike the previous buy, because he removed the transparent background, because he actually has some effort put into it.
Ethan was that Anisa and Ian knew Creator Clash 2 was $500,000 in debt 2 weeks before it was supposed to happen. The Jomhas had the ability to cancel all of their parties in an attempt to scale back on spending, but instead ignorantly chose not to. I guess Anisa's red carpet gala, where she got to rub shoulders with other influencers, was too important to give up.
Anisa already told us, she shared with us prior to CC2, like a month before, that they were negative, was it 500K already?
yeah, she at the time.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, that's
Say
important.
that again. Say that again.
They were negative 500K before the event.
Yes.
So going up to the event with the ticket sales and the PPV sales.
Is mobile chat separate? Yes. So mobile chat, I can see both mobile chat and the. If you're unaware, this is a new feature of StreamYard that I'll probably never use again. It's being broadcast simultaneously on regular aspect ratio and then also mobile chat. So, but I can see both. But you only can see the chat that you're in. I don't know if I like this feature at all. In fact, I don't like it.
When the event started, they knew they were down $500,000.
Yes. Keep in mind that they moved to a bigger venue and they sold a lot of tickets. But before the event had started, they said we're fine. So the reason we found this out was because I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day. And I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2-a-days. And he was like, why should I do 2-a-days? And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake. So you need to do 2-a-days. That's what pro boxers do. And so I told
Wait, did you
him,
actually say that to him?
Yeah, yes. And then I told him, I said, my brand is on the line. I said, you can go back to YouTube. My whole life is fighting and coaching fighters. And I'm like, so if you don't have a good performance, that's going to look bad on me. 2 weeks before the fight, I'm like, we need to do your 2-a-days. And I said, my brand is at stake. Well, he went and told Anisa that I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad. And she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now. And we're like,
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that. I don't think none of them needed to be in the dark about that, you know?
Yes, completely. Well, and that's the thing. They said you guys didn't promote enough, but they weren't honest about the fact that they were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like
those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
Yes,
I have a question about that.
So she was like, we're already down 500,000. And she still had time to cancel stuff when she said that? Like, how before the event was that?
Yeah. I mean, it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks before the event. I mean, they knew
she
they
could
were
have made some
500K
last minute
in the hole.
moves. Yeah.
They knew they were 500K in the hole long before that, right? That's just when they yelled at us about it.
Yeah.
So they could have definitely made moves to reduce spending.
Maybe that's why they had to move to Canada. They needed to sell their house so they could get some money to pay off this. That could be the reason. I like to believe it's because they're running away from lawsuits from Ethan.
That award show so bad the next day. They really wanted to have that award show so she could give out awards.
Michael also explained how Anisa told him she believes Sam Hyde legitimately wants to kill her, which is just fucking insane.
Like, so,
it was the craziest thing because Anisa said to me, she's like, Kate, you don't understand. Ian and I both believe that Sam Hyde would really come and find me and would actually murder me. So that's the reason why we have to take all these precautions. And I was just like, are you sure?
I was like, I think the guy's a millionaire. I was like, I don't think he's going to risk his freedom to kill you. But okay.
Do they just lack the ability to understand humor? That has to be it. Like, they're so like brain dead at this point that they can't understand a joke. And like, Sam Hyde only said that about Hassan anyway. He was just joking, obviously.
Okay, so Sam is definitely an unpredictable, like high level troll. but I don't believe that he actually okay, I don't think their security was in risk. Why would he kill him?
This whole 3-hour interview is filled with revelations like this about Anisa and Ian. I highly recommend you guys watch it in its entirety. Anisa would try her best to ignore her world burning down around her after the boxing coach exposed her and her husband on the H3 podcast.
I like it that she's got defeated screen on. I've never played League of Legends, but I just see defeat. So she's bad at video games too, to knock it all off.
She would take a short vacation with Ian after this expose, and even tweeted that she was going to be returning to streaming. Excited to announce that I will be going back to streaming once we are back from vacation. While she was on this vacation, Creator Clash 3 would announce its cancellation. Creator Clash 3 somehow turned out to fail even harder than Creator Clash 2, and it was all thanks to Anisa and Ian once again. Anisa would of course be found in her Discord hug box, coping over Creator Clash's failure. I just want to make it clear that we haven't had any contact or control since we publicly stepped down. Even though me and Ian were the faces of the event, many people were behind the scenes making decisions together. The event wasn't doing well way before the content cop.
DSP actually allegedly makes money on news streams, despite all of the when people dislike him and everything. Seems like Anisa has no ability to make any money because they're broke. No tattoos. No train tattoos? No.
Combo of many things contributed to that reality, including lack of promotion, influencer boxing being less popular, the economy, etc. I think what it boils down to is piss poor communication from everyone. Even
Mercury's in retrograde as well. It's not a good time.
After we left, which is unfortunate. At the end of the day, I care about people getting paid for the money they were out for training and charity getting their money, and both of those things were done. There's a lot to unpack with this statement. For starters, her claims Creator Clash wasn't doing well because of lack of promotion and poor communication. That was Anisa's only job. To promote the show and communicate with fighters was literally the only thing she was tasked with doing.
She can't even promote her own tits to a successful OF career. What makes you think she could promote fighting? This is a dumb idea from its inception.
Failure falls entirely on her shoulders, and her blaming things like the economy being a contributing factor is just downright insane. Her closing statement about caring that fighters and charity got paid is interesting as well. I say this because one of the fighters, Lena, who works for H3, initially wasn't going to be reimbursed the thousands of dollars she spent on training. Anisa and Ian initially had no plans on paying her back that money, sticking Ethan with the bill. It would take weeks of arguing behind the scenes with the new event organizers until Lena was finally reimbursed for her training cost. Anisa would then begin to have a meltdown on Twitter over Ethan Klein, who has since vowed to criticize the Jomhas forever because of their betrayal.
And I am here for every second of it. And when you're like, we're at rock bottom, there's no reason that anybody should be making fun of us. You're just kicking us when we're at rock bottom. We have nothing left. We have nothing to give. Nobody's paying attention. I will be there. I will be there to fucking make fun of you, to shit on you, to ground you deeper into the ground. I will never forgive you. I will never forget. And I am going to be vindictive about you both forever.
I love the villain arc. I'm not like a big H3 enjoyer or anything, but I love the Lex Luthor like going full like psycho mode on them is just the funniest. And they're so successful and they're so rich now. It's so funny because every time they see Ethan, they just know, but there for the grace of God go I.
And you want to be listen. Nobody gets to claim
it's
petty
righteous,
bitch in my
righteous
presence.
justice.
Okay, Anisa, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Okay, I'm watching. I'll be watching you every breath you take.
Because of this, Anisa would begin tweeting en masse. I'm once again asking what my ultimate sin was aside from being married to the man who made the content cop on The King. Ethan doesn't know us as well as he claims, especially not me. He's as knowledgeable about our private life as the average viewer. I have never mentioned CPS. I didn't appear in the content cop. I have only ever replied to Ethan privately with kindness despite him spam texting us deranged nonsense.
No, it's because when they were being sent skulls, when people were spreading lies about their children and they were at actual risk of having their children taken away by CPS, they asked you to just tell people that their house wasn't covered in shit. And you couldn't even do that. When people are down, when they're broke, when they're struggling, you're never there to help people, which is why you abandoned that woman that was married off as a child bride and you couldn't even help her support and ban that because I guess you support it. Maybe that's why you moved to Canada. So what a fucking snake. She has the audacity to say, what did I do? What did I do? This is divine, karmic justice, and you love to see it.
His inference that I have any control over Ian's choices is from watching SlopTuber's parasocial ramblings. She would also stupidly tweet out an Instagram comment Ethan once left her showcasing how kind he treated Anisa during her struggles online. For some reason, she thought this would make Ethan look bad, but it ultimately just makes her decision not to defend him look even worse.
She's actually done this many times. She's constantly like sharing DMs or old pictures and things that make all of her opponents look great. She can't help it. It's just, it's in her nature.
This comment just showcases Ethan being empathetic to Anisa, and I have no idea how she thought this makes him look like the bad guy. Anisa acting like she's some innocent victim caught up in her husband's drama is honestly laughable. Since the release of the content cop, she has tweeted multiple antagonistic statements towards Ethan. While Ethan and Hassan were having a debate, Anisa tweeted out, "Drugs?" This is in reference to Ethan's tics, which are caused by his Tourette's, which Anisa absolutely knows about. Accusing Ethan of being on drugs when you know he has a diagnosed condition that makes him twitch and sniff is just incredibly shallow. Anisa would even double down on this position when Ethan decided to respond to her, tweeting this, "No way, he's on the full alt-right incel pipeline. Haha, he thinks I'm the evil witch. It's your manic, desperate behavior that makes me think you're on drugs. You can't even finish a sentence half the time. Your tics have nothing to do with it. Post this on Twitter, pussy." Anisa also tweeted, "Ian was too nice in his content cop. Trust me, if I was pulling the strings, it would have looked a lot different. No mercy for creepy misogynistic losers who can't handle criticism." There are plenty of more tweets.
It's all so ironic. It's like she's so close. She's so close to getting it, but she can't.
Just like this, so Anisa is just feigning ignorance when she complains about why Ethan has decided to A-log her forever. Having these Twitter meltdowns is pretty much all she does at this point in the current day. If Anisa's not spurging out about the hate she receives online, then she's posting pictures of the food she's making, acting like she's some innocent trad wife. Sometime after Ian's 2 videos being...
This is how they live now. This is so good. It's just... You couldn't make this a better picture representing their relationship. Like they chose this spot too. Like you could have picked if you're gonna be sitting on the floor with no decorations, then surely just not where all the wires coming out of the wall, right? They're chairless. They're broke. They're suffering. Too funny.
Posted on H3, the Jomhas would list their house in America for sale and move into Anisa's mother's basement in Canada. Here, they would continue their paywalled podcast, sitting on the floor with no lighting or set whatsoever. This is what losing everything looks like right here, folks. I also think it's funny to mention that Anisa and Ian have completely abandoned the "She Ruined My Career" podcast ever since the release of Content Cop H3. This is probably to mitigate the amount of public backlash they've been receiving online for all of their horrible choices. And speaking of horrible choices, on August 19th, Anisa decided to announce that she was officially relaunching her OnlyFans. This was something she put a pause on doing while she took on her new job of being a boxing promoter for Creator Clash. And since that pointless venture has been finished, Anisa is now desperate enough to go back to selling her nudes online as a career. She tweeted
her profile name is like Anisa the Greasy. It's like, that's not even funny, that's just accurate.
About returning to streaming months prior, but never followed through with that claim. Instead, she now chooses to barge in on Idubbbz's already unpopular streams to voice her opinions on topics nobody asked for. One time, she interrupted Ian's stream to tell a story about a truck driver striking a school bus, killing 16 teenagers and injuring 13 others. She then invents a story about how people felt bad for the truck driver because he was a white guy.
I also want to bring up that there was that trucker that literally killed a hockey team, hit a bus. You know, the guy should not have. It shouldn't have happened, but everybody felt bad for the trucker back then. I remember he survived and a bunch of kids died, and people were sympathetic towards the trucker, and you can guess what race he was.
White.
This is absolutely not true at all. The trucker was not some white guy that people felt bad for after he killed a bunch of kids like Anisa claims. The trucker was actually an immigrant from India, and everyone wanted him deported, jailed for life, or given the death penalty. Anisa couldn't.
It's insane how is she doing this on purpose, or is she just this stupid? Does her brain just invent its own reality purely to make Ian look bad? It doesn't make sense. Her brain is the scorpion. Oh my nose. And the reality is the frog. Their life is the frog.
Be more wrong about this tragic occurrence, and her attempt to vilify white people with a false story that involves 16 teenagers dying is just downright disgusting. This stupid interjecting is something she does often on Ian's streams, like I said before. Anisa girl, if you really want to spew out all of these terrible statements on a live broadcast, then fire up a stream of your own like you said you were going to. Honestly, at this point, you will probably pull more viewers than your husband does. In September, Anisa and Ian's boxing coach would return to the H3 podcast to refute some of the...
How much live viewers does Ian get at the moment? I saw him trying to do hardcore World of Warcraft, and he had 100 live viewers. I was thinking about loading up my old hardcore character and trying to assassinate him, because it's one life in that game. I think he had a big of a boost when something happened though, but he might be back down to no, there's no way. There can't be 67. I don't believe you. Where does he stream? He streams on Twitch. There's no way. Someone look up his stream charts and tell me, because he did have a boost. He went up to 1,000 live concurrent, but I think he went back down to 200 recently.
claims the Jomhas have said about them since their first appearance. The L's just keep stacking up for Anisa and Ian. One of the most insane things Michael and Kate would divulge on this podcast was the fact that Anisa told Kate she—
I got epically trolled by the kiddies in chat, the kids in chat with their 6-7 memes. Oh, you got me.
was in the infamous Mia Khalifa hijab porn video.
So she's just a pathological liar, and it makes no sense why she needs to flex to me. I didn't care.
She's such a pathological liar. Up until like a couple months ago, she had always told us, one of the reasons that she told me that people hate on Ian was because she had done a porn with Mia Khalifa in a hijab. So I'm like, oh damn.
Wait, hold on. What does that have to do with? Wait, she told. Oh, okay. Anisa said that she was in the porno with Mia Khalifa.
What? This was the first conversation I had with Anisa when I first met her at the gym. Michael told me, hey, the YouTuber's coming in today with his wife. They're training. You know, come and meet them and film, right? And then I go and I meet her and I said to her, hey, you know, we don't really know much about the YouTube world. So are you also a YouTuber? What do you do for work? And then she like literally giggled like, and then she was like, well, you know, I actually had a porn video that went viral. And I was like, oh my God, I just looked around to make sure nobody was around us because why are you talking about this at the gym? And then she's like, yeah, I had a porn video that I did with Mia Khalifa and another Muslim girl. And the three of us had hijabs on and it was very controversial. And I got—
This surely isn't true, right? People would know, like, Anisa has such identifiable marks on her body, like with moles and also the tattoos. There's no way this is true. This is just like compulsive lying. Like, what do you... Like, this would have been verified by the EA logs a long time ago if there was any truth to this story, surely.
lots of death threats. And then after that, I was like terrified for my life. And Ian needed to protect—
I have like the perfect clip for it, like, don't I? Oh no, not quite.
Was this story based? Not this time.
There we go.
protect me. And so that's how I became famous, you know? So she made it seem to me that was how she was—
That's
she was
such a
known for.
crazy thing to lie about.
Yeah. She's a liar. She lies all the time. And I think she lied to us because we weren't a part of the YouTube world and she could just lie to us continuously.
And she says we're not going to look it up.
We're not going to look it up. Why
I'm not gonna look up. Also, I'm not going to look up a fucking porn of my client's wife.
I didn't even
Like,
know
that's
what that
insane. What the fuck?
This is honestly an insane statement that I kind of doubt the validity of, but it is Anisa we're talking about, and that's absolutely something she would lie about. So I'll just let you guys come to your own conclusions on whether you believe that's true or not. Kate also told H3 about a time where Anisa tried—
It's like stolen porn valor. Like, she's so ashamed that her own OnlyFans can't do any well that she's trying to like grift valor from Mia Khalifa. That's so crazy.
tried to get her to divorce her husband because she felt like he was a misogynist.
And then she told me that, you know, she doesn't understand why I could be with Michael because, you know, he doesn't support women. And she was literally encouraging me to leave my husband, basically.
Anisa is just fucking insane. What else can I say at this point?
She tried to imply that this guy like SA'd her as well. Like when they're having their Seeds stream. She like straight up said that this guy like hugged her and that she felt like he was trying to take advantage of her.
Fast forwarding to October 7th, Hassan Piker would be streaming on Twitch. His broadcast would run as it usually does until he decided to shock
that's a cheeky clip.
His dog with a shock collar for stepping off its bed.
Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
I'm not going to debate you on whether he did or didn't shock his dog. I think the video obviously shows that he did. And if you are someone who believes Hassan didn't shock his dog, then congratulations, you get to join Team Anisa. Anisa would be one of the first people publicly speaking out in defense of Hassan with her tweet that read, "I'm a big dog advocate, love training dogs with positive..."
You just know, chat. You just know.
Reinforcement, as you can tell with Merlin and Fiona on Ian's streams. I've met Kaya. I saw Kaya while Hassan was streaming. She never had a shock collar on. She was good at her place command, but that's very easily accomplished with positive reinforcement. I would be very, very surprised if this was actually Kaya reacting to a shock collar. I find it particularly crazy that Anisa instantly jumps to defend a guy's animal abuse that she's not even friends with. But when it came to
because she wants to get fucked by Hassan and also get his clout. It's pretty obvious.
Defending Ethan, someone her and her husband have been friends with for years, she couldn't be bothered to do so. Anisa desperately wants to be absorbed into Hassan Piker's orbit, so it's not surprising she'll bend over backwards to defend him. The most recent controversy Anisa found herself embroiled in—
what if Ian bends over backwards for Hassan? Would that get her inside the circle?
Came on Halloween. She decided to dress up as Snape and made Ian dress up as Dobby from the Harry Potter series. These costumes are innocuous on their own, however, as you can see, Anisa made Ian hold up a trans flag in order to own J.K. Rowling. This decision would blow up in their faces, as they didn't think that portraying the gross basement-dwelling goblin as a trans character would come off as offensive. That's honestly a joke some hardcore right-wing comedian would try and make.
She does actually make a pretty good Snape. She does look a lot like Alan Rickman. That's kind of crazy. It is funny how art imitates life, though, because, like, Ian is like the little goblin house servant for Anisa. It's just too perfect. Churgy Live says, sorry for my ignorance. What exactly does a term content cop mean? Also, happy Thanksgiving, chat. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in chat. Hope you're having a great day. A content cop was basically Ian's bread and butter. So he used to make content cops on people that he thought were making bad content, like Keemstar, Leafy, Rice Scum, basically pointing out why they're assholes and why what they're doing is wrong or why they think they're hypocritical. And they were very like funny, big events, and they all did very incredibly well, like, you know, like tens of millions of views. And like the idea was that a content cop would actually be so strong that it could potentially ruin someone's career. Now, ultimately, it never really did for many people, but they used to be these absolute bangers that Idubbbz built his entire fame and fortune off of. So whenever people make fun of Ian and Anisa now, they call it a content cop as a way of kind of sticking it to Ian. I think he removed all the content cops off his channel, but some of them are really good. They had these skits as well. Like the content cop Keemstars is pretty funny. Like he does like a parody Gnome Star, like the All-Star song, and he's got like this little gnome thing, and he's in the sewers with like popcorn and dungeon. It was actually, the production quality was pretty good. I think the Logan Paul ones were pretty good as well. So it's like a kind of like a lost internet arc. Jefferson C posters like Rickman. She cut his balls out with a spoon. Oh no, not like this. Not like this. Oops, sorry. There we go. Clear that. It's so funny that J.K. Rowling continues to live rent-free in these people's heads while she's like actual billionaire. And people think that like, oh no, you dressed up as her character. She's now owned. The Harry Potter franchise has been freed now from her tyrannical grasp. You did it. You saved the internet.
Expected backlash Anisa received would cause her to delete this Instagram post almost immediately. She would then respond on her Instagram stories. The first response states, "Oh my god, y'all are the whiniest snowflake baby losers in my comments. Take a
You're the one that deleted the post, bitch.
joke.
What you
Can't a
talking about?
husband get on his knees in a bedsheet for his wife while wearing a full face of makeup without the internet crying about it? Jeez, guys, can't this woman make her husband look like a cucked fucking loser in peace? Get off her back, jeez." This first response to the backlash was obviously poorly received, as she had to make a second response apologizing. "Sorry if
I love it how she includes the dog to make herself more sympathetic, but it doesn't work.
we didn't make it clear enough. I assumed most people understood holding a trans flag doesn't make you trans. I personally think that would have been in very poor taste to do that, and I hope people..."
This must have been a troll post where they said that they were being insensitive to trans people, but you never know. But then they actually realized that they're like, oh no, did we actually offend someone? We better apologize again. Like they have no teeth, because every time they try and make fun of someone for being fat or for being something or this or that or the other, then they have to apologize because they may have offended a group. Like they tried to make fun of RFK because of the way he talks, but then they actually they think they offended people with like speaking disabilities, which makes it crazy that they insult H3 because he actually has a legit condition.
I care about, including my trans-identifying fans, didn't take it that way. I will be more clear in the future if I decide to throw another punch at the ghoul, which is J.K. Rowling. Anisa is such a failure that she can't even virtue signal to her audience correctly. This has been a running theme since the start of her online career. She constantly finds herself metaphorically stepping on rakes with almost every decision she makes. She has built an audience that absolutely despises...
She's raked. The most raked woman on the internet.
...her over the last decade, and the few people that do like her are dwindling in numbers as time goes on. If Anisa was a smart person, she would log off the internet and go get a real job so she'll be able to pay her bills in the coming years. This honestly might not even be possible though, as her nasty online footprint is massive and will follow her around forever. If you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate it.
That's the
Thank
end
you
of
for
the
taking
video.
some time out of your day to learn about such a vile woman. I'd like to give a massive shout out to all of my channel members and goated members. I appreciate the...
Alright, there you go. That's the end of the video. Oh man, I didn't realize how much of a bitch she was. I think it's like I think I was most surprised though about the details with her mother. That's kind of crazy. Like her mother was literally stalking her and became her mod before they that's perverse in my opinion. Oh man, how much worse can it get for her, chat? Like we said, they've just adopted a pet snake. So I guarantee you, before the end of 2026, one of them is going to be chopped up and fed to that snake. We can only hope it's Anisa, because then Ian might be able to, like, free himself from the tyrannical grasp of his female dictator. Anyway, I guess that's all we got for you today. Just kind of a nice, quick and easy React stream. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends out there. Do you guys want to see what I ate for Thanksgiving? No, I was gonna steal pictures of BP's turkey because he did invite me up to his house. I had my Thanksgiving, even though it's not really something that I celebrate, on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the experiment with the phone viewers. Probably won't be seeing that again, but it's interesting that there's a new feature. You had KFC. Don't deep fry your chickens, please. You don't set fire to your house. It's not good for you. Maybe some streaming tomorrow, not sure. I might just work on my clips of all my train videos and stuff, because I have quite a lot of them. But I'm starting to get through my backlog, which is good. But with that said, I guess that's all we got for you. Peace. See ya. What should we end with? I'm trying to find something. Drainy says, God bless. Oh, we hit the goal. We hit the goal, actually. Sorry, just before I was looking for the end button. But then Drainy, 1986. Hey, that's the same year I was born. 2 Pound says, God bless the goal. We hit the goal, which means the phone users were absolutely destroyed. Although the phone viewers were really good with they were really good with liking the stream. Rust Cole. Oh, wow. Okay. Fellow transferred from Maddie sent me here. Is Maddie streaming right now? Very cool. We'll play you some tax-free since we hit the goal, chat. Wiggle, wiggle, and all that. Yeah. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, chat. I find it. Where is it?
Did you hear me? It is tax-free. My Zammies, my hookers, my super chats too. Hit that button, cause every single super chat I got it tax-free. Tax-free. Take out your pill bottles, shake your pills, shake your pills, because it's gonna be tax-free. Tax-free, tax-free. Tell your wiggers that we got it. Tax-free in my little tin shack. Cats flying in tornadoes. Gun flopping up and down, let's get the guns out. Gun, 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 gun. Shake it around when it's tax-free. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. It's a tip, so it's tax-free. But wiggle. You best not fold the bullshit, because these super chats, they all tax-free. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yo, Faith, don't make me say it. Squeeze. Child support, Faith, it's tax-free. Compass Sneed, cause it's tax-free. That's right, bitch. Now kiss my Gucci hat, I say kiss it. It's authentic, bitch. It's time to gun out. Shake your gun like you mean it. Squeeze. Welcome to the kill stream. This song